Now from Busch Stadium in St. Louis, it's an ESPN baseball special. Tonight, Mark McGwire returns home with 59 home runs, continuing his bid for baseball immortality. Mark McGwire chases history next. 5 days ago, Mark McGwire closed his homestand literally with a bang. In his final at-bat in St. Louis, McGwire launched an unforgettable 501-foot home run. And as August closed, McGwire headed for a road trip with an astounding 55 home runs. Then the pace quickened. Tuesday, McGwire homered twice, nearly identical blast to dead center. The opposing Florida crowd joining the celebration. Then this. In his final 2 at-bats, 2 more, including this 497-foot monster. Now McGwire returns home with 59 home runs. Just 1 home run to tie the Babe. Just 2 to reach Maris. 3 to stand alone in baseball history. A packed house on hand here in St. Louis, SRO, hoping tonight might be the night. Least we forget, it is not just Mark McGwire who is in this chase for the home run record. Sammy Sosa's already added 1, and he's at it again. Let's check in with Bill Pino. Bill?
Thank you very much. Sosa has homered once. He did it in his first at-bat. We're going to take you live to his second at-bat. Once he steps up to the plate, he homered in his first at-bat against Jason Schmidt. And, you know, what's interesting about that, Harold, is that Sosa, as we wait for McGwire to take on the Reds, Sosa had not had a homer all year against the Pirates, had only been 3 for 20.
Well, the thing that he started doing, we saw it in the series against the Reds, he started going to right field again. And when you start going to right field, it allows you to plate coverage, and he's getting more pitches to hit.
All right, so Sosa 1 for 1 so far. 57th home run of the season. That's a new team record. Hack Wilson had the old record, 1956. He hit 56 in 1930. Wayne Larrabee and Steve Stone here with Sosa's second at-bat.
To lead the National League. Here's the first pitch from Schmidt. Breaking ball down low.
Sammy's at the point now where if you do make a mistake on him, he doesn't foul it back. He doesn't hit it foul. He just hits it out of the ballpark.
That's a rope on the ground to left. Sammy Sosa with his second hit of the night. Crowd booing.
I was going to say, some of the fans are booing because Sammy only got a base hit.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't come to see him hit a sharp single through the left side of the infield.
No, but this is a game that...
So Sosa now 2 for 2. He had a home run in his first at-bat. We thank WGN-TV for that. Coming up, Cards and Reds. Gary Thorne and Ray Knight back at you in a moment.
Bill, thanks very much. So there you go. There are the current numbers. Mark McGwire, 59 homers, 23 games left. Sammy Sosa has hit 1 tonight. He's up to 57, 21 games left. They have now homered on the same day 19 different times this season. Oh, you got to love this. Hi, everybody. Gary Thorne along with Ray Knight. This has been, it is so great for baseball. You come here tonight. Ray, it's almost equal or more than the World Series, the electricity around this ballpark tonight.
Well, I haven't had this kind of electricity since 1986, Gary.
And for Mark McGwire, will it be the night? He's had 8 multiple home run games all year long, and of late, red hot, 4 home runs in his last 5 at-bats, and some of those have not been easy home runs to hit.
No, he's what you call in baseball jargon locked in. He's hitting the ball no matter if it's up, down. Earlier this week, Tuesday, look at this pitch, down and away on the outside part of the plate. Drives this ball to center field. Unbelievable to hit that ball out. Then Wednesday, the ball down, almost hits the ground. There you see the catcher going down, Mark going down with the ball, driving it to left field, 440 feet away, and that's when you're locked in. Not just pitches right down the middle of the plate or mistake pitches. He's hitting pitches that are good pitcher's pitches out of the ballpark.
Pete Harnish is the man he will face tonight, a veteran pitcher who you know a lot about, Ray. Is he going to come at him tonight? Will he give him a chance?
Well, if there's anybody in the game of baseball that will go right at you, Pete Harnish will. Now, obviously, the manager holds the key, and if Jack McKeon does not choose to pitch around him, McGwire, Pete Harnish will come right at you with a hard fastball, slider, and a changeup.
And Jack McKeon has said tonight before the game, look, we're here to win. We're not going to take it away from him, but at the same time, if he's got a chance to beat us, we are not going to let him do it. So the question is, will all the folks here tonight have a chance to see history, including us? We're going to find out.
When when we set out to build the world's best ATV.
Mark McGwire within striking distance of Maris. Now, Sammy Sosa within striking distance of Mark McGwire. Here we go. First at bat against Jason Schmidt. Got a good piece of that. Opposite field, power alley shot. Number 57 for Sammy Sosa. The race is joined again. Second at bat later in the game for Sosa. Not everything's going to be a home run, but he's getting a good piece of this. Base hit 2 for 2 for Sammy. He breaks the Chicago Cub record held by Hack Wilson back in 1930. A rough year for Hack. He loses a couple of his records, and the Cubs up on top with that home run. 1-0 on the Pirates in the top of the fourth. Braves and Mets, meantime, Al Leiter, 13-5 against Tom Glavine, 18-5. Glavine, 10-4 lifetime against New York. No score in the bottom of the second. Here's your NL wild card race. Cubs are up on top by a game on the Mets, 2 up on the Giants. Giants starting 3 in L.A. Sean Estes back off the DL for San Francisco. Darren Dreifert on for the Dodgers. We'll keep you up to date on Sosa and the Cubs, the race in the AL West, and the Yankees going for win number 100. El Duque versus Albert Bell and the White Sox. Right now, back to St. Louis, Gary Thorne and Ray Knight, guys.
Brian, thanks very much. Welcome back, everybody. Obviously, the electrified crowd here in St. Louis got here early to watch batting practice and Mark McGwire. They will fill this house tonight, SRO crowd. I was joking with Ray a minute ago. They know they've got at least a half inning and a couple of hitters before they need to get in here.
Yeah.
There's the update. McGuire's got 59. Sosa has hit 1 tonight. He's got 57. It is a very hot, humid night here in St. Louis. The ball will carry, Ray, as it usually does here in summer weather.
Yeah, this ballpark has always had good carry. Back when they had left field out there at 389, it was a little more difficult to hit home runs. But Mark McGwire, it doesn't matter. We talked earlier today with Joe Nuxall, announcer for the Reds and former great big league pitcher, that if this ballpark dimensions were 440 in center, 400 in left field, and 370 down the line, he would still hit 50 home runs because his home runs are never cheap.
In a pretty good mood today. He's been laughing, joking around with the players. His son is expected, his son Matthew, the love of his life, who's been a bat boy much of the off season here, summer vacation for his son. Supposed to be back here this weekend, probably not until tomorrow. I did not see him around tonight yet because his son is back in school in California. Mark loves it when Matthew can get here and be with him and enjoy it, and obviously would like to have his son here when that record is broken. And Mark McGwire dealing with hordes of press people here tonight. I mean, a ton of them. This is the matchup McGwire will go against with Pete Harnisch tonight, and Mark McGwire and the Cardinals take the field. And McGwire throws a baseball into the crowd as he came out of the dugout. Infield ball. He brought out 2 and gave 1 away.
100,000.
Imagine, huh? 100,000. Yeah. The eyes of the world on Mark McGwire. There is, however, an actual game being played here tonight. Least we forget it. Cincinnati Reds are in town. Here's their starting lineup tonight. Reggie Sanders will be leading it off. Barry Larkin at shortstop. Sean Casey at first. Dimitri Young in left. Jeffrey Hammonds will be in center. Ed Taubensee will do the catching. The Boone boys are playing tonight. Brett will be at second. Aaron will be at third. And the veteran Pete Harnisch is on the mound.
Pitching for the Cardinals tonight, Ken Bottenfeld, a converted reliever, just his 17th start this season, 4-6, 4.51. The opposition is hitting .260 against him. See the 4 saves there. He'd been in the bullpen most of the season. Straight over the top fastball, a little bit of cutter, curveball, and straight changeup from Bottenfeld. Defense for the Cardinals. Ray Langford, I think, is as good as there is in center field. Probably going to win the Gold Glove. That's always picked by the managers, but he certainly has there's no one in the league that plays it better.
He can go get him. There he is in center field, Ray Langford, our umpiring crew for tonight's game, and they obviously take some of the pressure of this home run chase. Steve Ripley will be behind the plate. Larry Poncino, Mike Winters, and Gary Darling, a veteran crew working this game. And there is Mark McGwire, the reason we're here, and the reason most of you are watching, and the reason they're going to have over 3 million fans in St. Louis this year. We are ready to go. Barton Field. And the first pitch to Reggie Sanders is taken for a strike, and we're underway. 275 on the season for the veteran in the outfield. He's been in that leadoff spot. One hit in his last 11 at-bats. Bit of a slump for him. And a strike taken on the outside corner. 29-year-old right-hander Kent Bartonfield, 18 and 27 in his career. We, of course, will keep you posted on Sammy Sosa's doings tonight as that game continues in Pittsburgh. Chicago playing against the Pirates before they come here to St. Louis for Monday and Tuesday. And the pitch is down low. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Really amazing to watch, as has been true most of this year, the opposing team during St. Louis's batting practice.
Yeah.
It's a real sight, isn't it?
It really is. They come out generally, if you hit at 5:30, they start easing out on the field around 5 o'clock and stretch. But today, watching the Reds, everybody was out early. And I think the buzz around the sidewalks, you know, staying right here close at the hotel just right across the street, it was packed. We couldn't get in there. These fans are nuts, and the Reds players, as you and I are, and all of America, are caught up in this great history-making situation.
And the pitch is taken down low. Oh, the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bartonfield with the Cardinals, who are 67 and 72. One thing that has happened here with Mark McGwire's year, a very disappointing St. Louis Cardinals season has been masked by McGwire's home run chase.
It really has. They lost Morris and Bennis early.
Great pitch, slider down and away, struck him out.
And their pitching has been really horrendous. You lose 2 young starters. You're 1 and 2 starter. Then they trade Stottlemyre. As we look at the strikeout to Reggie, 2-2 slider bad down in the dirt. Swings at it, not even close. Out 1.
As a result of the home runs, not much talk about what the Cardinals have done on the season or who's going to be here and who's going to go. All of that's very secondary to the home run chase. But there's a team here that's not performing the way they were expected to perform.
No, they, Seattle, Baltimore, 3 clubs are expected to be very good, if not winning their division, certainly battling for the wild card. And those 3 teams are, no question, the most disappointing ball clubs thus far this season, or all season. Season's about over, isn't it?
About over. 1 more month left here. Barry Larkin. Larkin's finishing with a bang. He's got a 5-game hit streak coming into this ball game tonight. Barry Larkin at times dissatisfied with being in Cincinnati. I think what you heard at the beginning of the year was a veteran who wants to play for a winner and realized it wasn't going to be with the Reds and talked about being traded. Where's he going to go? Will he be a Cincinnati Red next year?
Well, I don't know, but I think that was wrong to let that come out in the press. Actually, the Reds, Jim Bowden, had released a press release saying that Barry's agent had contacted him and asked Jim to trade Barry to a contender. And, I think that's disruptive. And I don't think Barry was right in doing that. He's a great player. A lot of teams covet him. It's hard for me to see him out of Cincinnati. But if Pete Rose can leave Cincinnati, anybody can.
And a 2 ball, 2 strike count. 1 down, nobody on. Bartonfield just missed the outside corner. Talking with some of the Cardinal people before the game today, Larkin's name was mentioned as someone they would like to go after to be a St. Louis Cardinal next year.
I heard the same thing.
Tony La Russa obviously likes veteran players. Larkin's one of those. Second base, Delano DeShields up with that one over to McGwire. Larkin retired, 2 down.
But, it's going to boil down to if Bowden decides to trade Barry, and I don't even know if Bowden's going to be in Cincinnati. I know that he, along with Dave Dombrowski, are the front runners to get that job in L.A. But whomever is the general manager for the Reds ball club, they need to make sure they make a trade that's going to strengthen that ball club's young pitching staff. They've acquired a lot of offensive players, a lot of outfielders, and have given up a lot of pitching in Bourbon, Shaw, and Smiley before he hurt his arm.
And the pitch is a strike on the outside corner to Sean Casey. Casey getting the start in the ball game tonight at first base. .271 hitter. This is his 78th game at the major league level. You're looking at the numbers he's put up here. Bottenfield puts that one down low. He played at AAA Indianapolis over a couple of spans, batting well above the 300 mark, about a 320 overall average in some 50-plus games at AAA. And Casey swings through that one, 1-2.
Well, Sean Casey was the guy that was acquired from the Indians for Dave Burba. And at that time, Jim Bowden said that it was the best trade, I think, that he had ever made, or some statement like that. Sean Casey, a great young hitter, hits the ball extremely well to left field. For a man that's 6'3", 220 pounds, though, he's yet to show any power. He's not really learned to pull the ball, hits a lot of balls the opposite way. So right now he's in kind of the Hal Morris type class where he's a good hitter, doesn't hit a lot of home runs, not very productive. They hope that he will grow into that home run type productiveness.
He has 4 home runs on the season at the major league level for Casey, and obviously one of the look-see guys for Cincinnati, and they've had a good chance to assess what his abilities are. He only had a couple of home runs at AAA, so no power shown there either. 2-2 by Bottenfield, and the slider misses inside to him, full count.
Well, it's hard to hit for a lot of power when you hit everything the opposite way. Sean Casey, a big, strong young man, but he has an inside-out swing. A lot like Charlie Lau, Walt Reniak theory, trying to make sure your hands stay inside the baseball. That's fine, but when you get ahead of these big league pitchers, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, you need to be able to pull a trigger. It looks like to me that he's thinking pretty much left field, left central all the time. And when you do that, it's tough to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Maybe one of the reasons why he has picked up 17 doubles this year. Mark McGwire does not do that. He pulls the ball.
Yes, he does.
A long way. 3-2 count. And that one down the left field line, curving towards the seats and foul territory, and that's where it will end up. And there's a foul ball in the direction Ray was talking about. You're just looking here, Ray, to see the direction of his hits this season. He's had 24 to left, 8 to center, and 28 to right. So definitely he is not a pull hitter.
Not a pull hitter. It's 28 to 28. Center field opposite way as opposed to pulling the ball. And those 28 balls that he pulls, generally he pulls on the ground or that top spin line drive over second base.
Casey with a 3-2 count for the second time from Kent Bottenfield. And the slider's in the dirt, and he walked him. So Casey is on with a 2-out walk here in the first inning. We're delighted to have you with us here in St. Louis. Obviously, this game picked up just yesterday by ESPN, so we could give you the opportunity to see Mark McGwire in action, along with this full house crowd here in St. Louis. I mean, this weekend in this city, they've got the Cubs coming in here with Sosa for 2 games Monday and Tuesday. Monday, of course, being Labor Day. They've got these 3 games this weekend. They've got professional football. The NFL starts at home for them. They've got a festival and a fair going on downtown. And, of course, they have construction on the major thruway. Perfect timing. And a strike taken on the outside corner. Switch hitter Dimitri Young. For Young this season, 301 both ways. The exact same average, right and left-handed. He's had 123 at-bats right, 346 from the left side.
Gary, this may be our next great National League hitter. When you can hit equally well right and left-handed, the same type power. Dimitri is a great young hitter. I liked him a lot when he was with the Cardinals. Jim Bowden loved him. Finally made the acquisition for Jeff Brantley. Brantley's not been real solid over here after coming off shoulder surgery. But don't forget about Dimitri Young when you think about great young hitters, because I think he's going to mature into a 20-25 home run man. He already's on a pace to hit 50 doubles.
He's got 44 doubles. Swung on and missed on Bottenfield, who got him. So Bottenfield gets a couple of strikeouts. 1 base runner left on. What's the crowd waiting for? He'll be due up third. Score in the first inning. We told you some of those seats, a lot of them were empty at the beginning of the first inning. Kind of filled in, didn't it?
They filled up in a hurry.
How's that for a commercial venture? Big Max land up there, and they got bullseyes ready for him to pop one. Well, let's
They better put that sign down and put their glove on.
That's right. Here's the lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals, as they'll have Delano DeShields leading it off, Brian Jordan and Mark McGwire hitting third, Ray Langford, Ron Gant, Tatis, their young third baseman, followed by Polanco, Bottenfield, who will be batting the pitcher in the 8th spot, and Eli Marrero, the catcher, batting 9th.
Pete Harnisch, the starter for the Reds. He is their #1 starter, 10-6 with a nifty little 3.38 earned run average this year. 27 starts, just signed to a long-term contract. Only 150 hits and 176 innings there. Doesn't walk a lot of people. He comes right at you. Great heart, great competitor, straight fastball, pretty much on top. Slider, changeup. Defense for the Reds. Brett Boone, their Golden Glove. If he ever wins a Gold Glove, he'll win it this year. I think he's been the best defensive second baseman in the league for the last 3 years. And he deserves a Gold Glove.
He does that. There is Boone. 3 years in a row, he has led second baseman in the National League in fielding percentage, and he is right now at the top again. Pitch is taken down low for a ball. Pete Harnisch working to Delano DeShields, the second baseman. Had a very fine season average-wise, put up some good numbers. Harnisch, 31-year-old veteran, gets the ground ball. Boone's up with it. And there's one away. DeShields retired. Harnisch throws a lot of strikes. This is a great comeback story. With the New York Mets, the spring training ago, inexplicably, some thought, suffered from depression. Almost took him out of the game. He stopped chewing tobacco, and he had a depressive reaction to it. Now has battled his way back, and what a year. Brian Jordan, 3 for 11 lifetime off Pete Harnisch. Won't play deep here. This humid weather, fly balls, as we mentioned earlier, are carrying here in St. Louis. Warmer air, and even today there's a bit of a breeze blowing out. If you stand down at home plate in this enclosed ballpark, you could feel it. Jordan, and he lifts that one to left field. Dimitri Young will have to play it on a hop, and it got by him. On his way to second base, Jordan will go in with a stand-up double. Jordan a double, and here comes a standing ovation for Mark McGwire. We welcome our ESPN radio audience joining us here in St. Louis as Mark McGwire comes to the plate for the first time against Cincinnati's Pete Harnisch. Brian Jordan with a double on at second base. Flash bulbs popping all over the place, as happens every time he comes up. Fans hoping to catch a swing when he hits one out. Harnisch's delivery is a fastball up high. 1-0.
Well, Gary, Jack McKeon, the manager for the Reds, said that he was not going to let McGwire beat him. You have first base open. Made the comment before the game that if anybody's on first and they steal second, he was just going to walk McGwire. So keep everybody at first. So I suspect he's going to pitch around him here.
Harnisch with a fastball strike. Ooh, a letter high strike that time called against Mark McGwire, who took a look back at Steve Ripley, the home plate umpire.
The only thing about pitching around people this early in the ball game with Langford and Gant behind him, you're talking about giving a possibly big run innings.
He is 2 for 8 lifetime against Pete Harnisch. McGwire has 1 home run off the Cincinnati right-hander. The high sent and the 1-1 delivery to McGwire. Fly ball, right field, but in the yard. Reggie Sanders, the right fielder, is under it and puts it away. Tagging up at second, Jordan throw will be cut off. Jordan goes to third. McGwire retired, 1 down.
Well, this is a fastball away, moves right back over the middle of the plate. Good pitch to hit. McGwire just a little tardy on that ball. Still hitting on the barrel of the bat. Got underneath it a little bit, but he did go right after him after that first fastball up.
That was a McGwire pitch.
That was a pitch that he could hammer.
He just missed that one. Fastball right down the middle. So McGwire retired. Jordan now at third base with 2 down, and Ray Langford Opportunity for the RBI here in the first inning. Harnish misses down low for a ball. Cardinals with a chance to take the early lead in this ball game. Cardinals have won 4 in a row with 23 games left, including this one. And Ray Langford swings and went through the fastball that time. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Ray Langford really likes the fastball middle, in, and down. You can pitch him up underneath his hands, change-ups and breaking balls down. He likes the ball down.
And another one he swings through. 273 with runners in scoring position this year for Langford. But he's behind on the count here, a ball and 2 strikes. Many of these Cardinal hitters have had a lot of at-bats against Pete Harnish, including Langford, who is 13 for 35 with 1 home run lifetime off Harnish. Veteran Cardinal team and a veteran right-hander on the mound. Fastball misses outside. Trying to get him to chase one that time, and he wouldn't. 2-2. A lot of great baseball left to be played here in this month of September. There'll be a lot of managers pacing the dugouts and a lot of players who won't get a lot of sleep the night before some games with what's up for grabs. That one fouled off. Western Division title of the American League, the wild card spot in the National League. Who's going to finish number 1 in the National League? Still very much up for grabs. All 3 clubs, division leaders, have a chance to do it. For Tony La Russa, it's a matter of improvement. He wants to see improvement out of this team. Swung on and missed. Harnish comes through with a strikeout. No runs. A double by Jordan, who's left stranded at third, scoreless after 1.
He was their number 1 assassin.
Which brings us to your task.
But there was one job he wouldn't do.
So you didn't want to shoot a kid?
He made his choice.
Now he's their number 1 target.
The second, Mark McGwire 0 for 1. A reminder, the National Football League, it is that time. ESPN Sunday Night Football. The Oakland Raiders take on the Kansas City Chiefs. 8:15 Eastern Time Sunday night. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire will have the action for you. Then Monday Night Football on ABC, the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. Drew Bledsoe, John Elway, Monday night. We go to the second inning. Cincinnati Reds, number 5 hitter, Jeffrey Hammonds, the center fielder. He's got a 5-game hit streak coming into this ball game. And Bottenfield catches the outside corner 0-2, causing Hammonds to take a little walk back towards the home plate umpire, Steve Ripley. Hammonds, Taubensee, and Brett Boone due up. Right-hander Bottenfield with a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Jeffrey Hammonds. Outfield straight away on the right-handed hitter, taken up high to him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jeffrey Hammonds acquired from the Orioles for Willie Green first part of August. On a late season tear here, and not on that one. Bottenfield picks up the strikeout. He now has 3 Ks.
Steve Ripley having hitters talking to him already. Here's a slider on the outside part of the plate right there. That was a good pitch. You just can't hit it. So you want to act like it's the umpire's fault.
That's a great pitch by Bottenfield.
It was right there.
Bottenfield had no starts, either minor or major league, in 96 and 97. Ray mentioned at the top, used entirely out of the bullpen last season with this club, with Cincinnati. Then as a free agent picked up by the St. Louis Cardinals. So starting not been his forte over the last few years. Misses up high, 2-0 count on Eddie Taubensee.
And when you lose 3 starters essentially, and Andy Bennis, Andy Bennis to the Diamondbacks, Alan Bennis to arm problems, and then the great young pitcher Matt Morris, and you look for starters out there.
Yeah, broken bat on that one. Gant's got plenty of time. Taubensee is retired. 2 down here in the second inning. Oh, the catcher's out of there. Martinfield gets the first two in the second. And Brett Boone coming up. Beautiful sight here in St. Louis. Busch Stadium, always a very attractive ballpark with the arches down there by the Mississippi River, within easy walking distance of this ballpark, located literally in the center of the city of St. Louis. 2 down, nobody on. Brett Boone takes a strike.
Well, Gary, you've been coming here a long time, as I have, and the renovation of this ballpark made the ballpark have a total different feeling.
And the delivery's inside.
It was all concrete, a lot like Riverfront.
So 57th home run.
All right, now we're going to take you over to WGN, Chicago. Wayne Larrabee and Steve Stone, Sammy Sosa up for the 3rd time in Pittsburgh.
Pitch up high for ball 1. I have never seen a season where Sammy Sosa has taken so many first pitches.
Well, they're throwing him a lot of breaking balls on the first pitch, and that's not what he wants to hit.
Pulled it foul, and it's 1-1.
And despite the fact that Collier and Garcia are close enough to almost shake hands on the left side, Sammy was able to drive the ball through the left side the last time up. That is a radical shift. They give him the whole middle of the diamond.
The 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mark McGwire flied out his first trip to the plate in St. Louis tonight. He's 0 for 1. Cardinals and Reds doing battle. Home run cut there, and it's 2-2. Sammy is 2 behind McGwire. As Darnie Harris might say, Sammy can't get away from that McGwire guy. The 2-2 pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Kevin Tapney against Sean Lawrence tomorrow. 6 o'clock Chicago time on WGN.
Here's the payoff to Sosa. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sosa down on strikes for the 140th time this season.
Sammy Sosa now 2 for 3, a homered with 2 outs in the first, singled in the 4th. He later scored. Cubs are up on top. Let's go back to Gary Thorne in St. Louis.
There is Mark McGwire here in this scoreless game, going to the bottom of the 2nd inning. McGwire flied out to right field his first time up, not close to being a home run. We'll keep you posted on Sammy Sosa. And both of these players will show up on ESPN together. Monday, Labor Day, it's the Cubs and Cardinals. McGwire and Sosa, the chase together in the same yard. How about that? You got to love it. Hope you'll catch it. 2 o'clock Eastern time right here on ESPN. This is the scoreboard here in St. Louis, where they have the McGwire-Sosa count down, kept current. Good idea. Great for the fans. Worldwide, for that matter. Brett Boone grounded out as the Reds were retired 1-2-3 in the 2nd inning. Now we go to the bottom half of it with Gant, Tatis, and Polanco due up for St. Louis. Ron Gant, another guy who's faced Harnish a ton of times, 10 for 57 with 2 home runs. Gant's numbers down as far as the average is concerned, with RBI production with the home runs. And that is outside of 3rd, foul ball.
Ronnie Gant likes the ball middle in. He's a dead pull hitter, only goes to right field when he has to. Harnish uses the outside part of the plate very well, uses that changeup and breaking ball off the fastball. Ronnie Gant, another dead fastball hitter, will hit the hanging pitch, but that's one reason why he's 10 for 57.
He has been on a tear RBI-wise of late. 27 RBIs last 40 games. He's going to get one here. He's going to have to do it on his own. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Gant. Gant will be back with the St. Louis Cardinals next year in all likelihood. He's one of the players they, at this point at least, are saying they want on the Cardinals next year. And a towering pop-up. Second base. Boone drifting in under the rainmaker. And Gant's retired, 1 down. Harnish gets the leadoff man out of there. Harnish does that 65% of the time. Not particularly high for a starting pitcher. Most starters want to be up there about 75% of the time retiring the leadoff batter. Harnish about 10% below that. Tatis star of the future, they hope. Only 23 years old, signed very young to play pro ball, and he's a good one. Got a tremendous arm on him, a real cannon, but he's a little erratic out there with his throws.
He is, as you see there, surprising power, very wiry, almost skinny young man, not very big arms, but he gets a lot started. A lot like the Latin hitters, have that bat held high out away from him, a little bit of leg kick in preparation for that ball getting to him, and then an explosion right at impact.
Came over from the Texas Rangers on the trading deadline at the end of July and has played regularly for the St. Louis Cardinals. Gaetti, of course, was the man who came out of the lineup, the veteran. They wanted to get a youngster in there. Tony La Russa said, look, we got to the end of July, and as an organization, we realized that we weren't going anywhere this year, and it was time to decide for the future. Bring some people like Tatis in if we could get them and give them a chance and see how they'd fit in. 1-2 fastball by Harnish, misses inside, 2-2.
Well, that's the way of the game, especially this time of the year. Even a month ago, a lot of people moved because of salary to see young players, especially when your club is floundering a little bit, moving money so you can lessen that payroll.
2-2 delivery to him. Ground ball towards short. Barry Larkin circles. Had a little trouble. Quick throw won't get him. Oh, he did! Sorry, Barry. I humbly apologize. I am sorry. Didn't think he was going to get Tatis.
I didn't think he got him either. I just looked on the field. A lot of times we're looking in the monitor. Barry circles this ball, comes up, sets himself, double steps there. Didn't really get on his backside, but threw a perfect throw, and I mean bang, bang. So go either way. Ty is supposed to go to a runner there. As we always say, we have the benefit of the slowed down version.
And a good call by Larry Poncino, first base umpire. Tatis showing us the newly revised hairdo. Copied by so many, including a lot of youngsters nowadays, dyeing their hair very blonde, very bleached, much like yourself. Larkin, can he do it this time? Ooh, off the bag. Great throw, but Casey unable to stay, and Polanco is on. That'll be an infield single, I do believe, and if so, he's got a 10-game hit streak.
Going very hard, a lot of range here, still has a lot of range, head down, throws the ball acrobatically, just a little off line there, not much you can do about it. Sean Casey goes out as far as he can, but 4 steps in the outfield, throwing the ball, going to the third base dugout, still getting all the way over there on the fly.
So with 2 down, runner at first and Botton field up. This is the pitcher hitting 8th, as Tony La Russa's done this year. Moving the pitcher up from the number 9 spot. See Bottenfield only 2 for 32. And that one is fouled off on the late swing, strike 2. What do you think of that?
I don't know what to think about it. I've thought about everything in the world that I could think about. Why would you want the pitcher in the 8 hole? And, you know, obviously you got McGuire hitting third. He's a true 4-hole hitter. But Gary, Bobby Valentine asked me that same question. He said, you know, what have you figured out about hitting the pitcher 8th? And I said, I haven't figured out anything.
One thing is clear, hitting them 8th doesn't get them any more hits. No runs, a base hit, no score.
What's that?
Dominoes.
All kinds of signs in and out of the ballpark. A lot of people have been trying to guess what the day would be, including the taxi driver who brought me in here today. Said, I got those tickets for next Tuesday. Hope I'm right. Outside on the hotel, all over town, of course, Mark McGuire. The story, as it should be. He flied out to right field his first time up in this game. Here's Aaron Boone. Brett Boone made the final out. This is his brother, Aaron, who's getting a chance at third base. He played with the ball club at the beginning of the season at the major league level, and then went down to AAA, where he did not play particularly well. But since being called back up, he's put up some pretty good numbers.
He has. Talking to Marty Brenneman, the Reds announcer, longtime announcer before the ball game, said that Aaron Boone has really played great defensively, shown a good arm, good range, and has propensity to drive in big runs. Just one home run, but hitting 280. And looks like he's going to open next season spring training as the Reds' third baseman. They thought enough of him to get rid of Willie Green. So Willie Green's always been well thought of around here.
Hit only 241 with 7 home runs and 38 RBIs at AAA. But since his call-up, he's hit safely in 20 of 28 games, batting .297 since being recalled, 279 overall. So the two Boones are playing together again, and both on the infield. Pitch is taken down low from Bottenfield, and the count goes 3 balls and 2 strikes on Aaron Boone.
Just a quick note on Aaron Boone. Hit .290 last year, Gary, in AAA, with 22 home runs and 30 doubles. So he already been through that league one time, and
he got himself a hit here too. Comes through on a base hit for the Cincinnati Reds, leading off the 3rd inning. That'll be their first hit of the ball game off Bottenfield, and a leadoff single to go with it. And there's Jack McKeon, who just got a new contract with the Cincinnati Reds.
Well, Brett Boone, his bat has gotten very quick fastball. Look at that strong swing, strong finish, getting good extension. And on top of the ball, driving it out there to left field.
Harnish up. They're expecting a bunt. He's got 7 sacrifices inside for a ball.
Just going to say about playing AAA, having a year where you pretty much dominate, hitting .290, second in the league in home runs with 22, drove in 80 runs. The second year is tougher because you feel like you've already proven yourself in that league.
Yeah, that makes it very tough. Again, looking for the bunt. Harnish squares and takes the pitch down low. 2-0. McGuire charging from first base. Tatis in from third. And Pete Harnish is his old likable self again. One of the funniest guys in the game, one of the best natured people, and a great competitor. He went after a pitch that was way outside that time, and the count goes to 2-1. At the age of 31, as Ray mentioned, rewarded with a new contract, couple of years, including a 3rd year that's an option. Just happy to be playing Major League Baseball again. 2-1. Harnish lays a good one down. McGuire gets out of the way, and that's a lot of getting out of the way. Bottenfield makes the play. That'll be a sacrifice for Harnish, and Aaron Boone goes down to second base. Mark McGuire home for 5 days on this homestand remaining, with the 3 against Cincinnati and then Labor Day and Tuesday against the Chicago Cubs. Harnish tonight, those are the numbers he has against the pitchers he'll be facing. Dennis Reyes has seen him only once. Tomko 3 for 9 off him. Mike Morgan 1 for 6. And Steve Traxel 3 for 10 with a home run. So only Harnish tonight and Traxel Tuesday. 2 pitchers Harnish has had, McGuire's had home runs off in the group he faces in this homestand. 1 down here, runner on in scoring position. Reggie Sanders, strikeout victim, his first time up. Strike 1 to him here. Well, Sanders with the RBI opportunity. Pretty good lead at second base. Aaron Boone. Delino DeShields, the second baseman, will move in a bit to try and hold him close. And Bottenfield's pitch is down low, 1-1.
I thought Reggie Sanders was going to be a player in the Frank Robinson class, and that's saying a lot. Willie Mays, Bobby Bonds. When I came into the Reds organization in '93, he could run, hit, throw, hit for power. Solid defensive player. Had that great year in '95, Gary, where I thought that he may have been the most valuable player in our ball club. Barry Larkin ended up being the league MVP. But Reggie hit .306 that year with 28 dingers, 36 doubles, 99 ribbies, stole 35 bases, and played a flawless right field. But since then, I took over as manager. I hardly got to play him. He was always hurt, but he's truly a great young talent. Always hit third, fourth in the lineup. Now he's leading off and seems to be playing better.
Likes the leadoff spot, certainly, at least via his average. It's been much better in the leadoff hold, and it has been in other places in the lineup. 57 runs batted in addition. He had a great August. Hit .337 in the month of August. And Bottenfield misses inside to him. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Kent Bottenfield has walked 1, struck out 3 so far. 1 win and 2 losses. His career mark against this club. And we send our condolences to Tony La Russa. His mom, who had been ill for a long time, passed away yesterday. Tony is staying with the ball club here through this homestand. Services won't be until next week, so we're sorry to hear that. Never an easy time. And for La Russa, just stay with the ball club as long as he can. Kind of moments you spend a lot of time at the end of the dugout, just being rather quiet. Understandably so. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Reggie Sanders, Baron Boone on at second base. Scoreless game. McGuire's been up once, flied out to right. Sosa's had a home run in his game in Pittsburgh. And we're keeping you updated. Strike call. Whoa, nugget.
Well, we've had a lot of hitters already turn to Steve Ripley and question his call. But if he's going to call it, you got to protect it. This is a slider on the outside part of the plate. Marrero sits out there, reaches, kind of backhands that ball. Maybe he got a little bit part of the plate, but again, Bottenfield throwing it out there. You better be able to adjust it. It only takes one time, Gary. You see one guy rung up on a pitch away, you've got to know the umpire is expanding the zone out there. So it's not the umpire's fault. As a hitter, you have to adjust.
Seems to me in the games covered that the umpires are doing something a lot of baseball fans were talking about. They are calling a more real strike zone, more like the definition in the book.
Well, I think they're calling more strikes away. I don't think they're calling a pitch up. I don't think they're calling a pitch in. I think they've expanded the strike zone 4 or 5 inches away. And I too think that leads to a lot of hitters getting hit, because once they realize that, they move up on the plate, they dive, and then that pitch inside is non-existent. You don't have anywhere to go in there. Just the elbows and the helmets, and as a result, a lot of people get hit. So I have seen a lot more strikes called, but I have seen it. My perception has been mainly just on the outside part of the plate.
Point well taken. And no question, hitters are crowding that plate a lot more than we've ever seen in Major League Baseball. 0-1 the count. Boone still at second. Now there are 2 down. Barry Larkin grounded out his first time. Boone's running. Line drive center field. Langford back. He's got that one lined up, and Larkin is retired. So no runs, a base hit, and 1 left on. Mark McGwire will get an at-bat if they can get to 4.
We answer running the show. We're the lords of the earth.
Wouldn't it be great if it were that easy? Some ants are content to follow the crowd.
6:15, time to dance.
But on October 2nd,
Get back in place.
What a lifetime before anybody comes close to
When
it.
you think about only 2 men right now ever hitting 60 home runs, Maris and Ruth, the standard was already way up there.
Yeah.
Only about 10 ever eclipsing the 50 mark. You start thinking about 70. Oh,
Scary. Really scary.
it is.
Both he and Sosa certainly look as though they're going to pass 62. And the question becomes how far past.
It's going to be like Aladar and a Fern. What was that, 78?
Yeah.
Triple Crown?
Eli Marrero up. Fine young catcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. 24 years old. Done a wonderful job, according to his coaches, handling the pitching staff, hitting .258, throwing out base runners at a 33% clip, about the Major League average. Bruce has been very happy. Dave Duncan, pitching coach here on the left, for the work he's done.
Yeah, he really is. They think so much of this guy. They got rid of Tom Pagnozzi, who still has some play in him, and Dave Duncan and La Russa love Tom Pagnozzi, but Marrero can run. He, as you said, 33% of the runners that have attempted, he throws extremely well, handles the pitchers well. Dave Duncan, before the game, said that he's as good and smart young catcher as he's had. So that's saying quite a bit.
And a pop-up behind the plate. There'll be no play on that one. 3-2 on it.
He had Terry Steinbach early in his career. There with Oakland A's.
The twosome we were looking at before, Dave Duncan and Tony La Russa, have been together a long time. They were with Oakland. La Russa the manager, Duncan the pitching coach. When La Russa came here, brought him with him. And not to be forgotten, these guys have all been together with Mark McGwire, because La Russa went over to the Oakland A's in '86, which was the year Mark McGwire was called up. And La Russa was already there when McGwire appeared. 3-2 delivery on the way, and that one drilled for a base hit down the line. That'll bounce off that facade, and he'll go into second base with a stand-up double for Marrero. Fans applaud even louder because that makes it more likely McGwire gets up.
Well, there's the reason why you hit him ninth. Your pitcher makes the last out. You get your 9-hole hitter, a la your second leadoff man. He hits a bullet. Now you've got the leadoff hitter on second base with Delino DeShields up.
13 doubles on the season. See it hit that facade. Tough play out there. Dimitri Young had to guard the line in case the ball went straight, but then when it bounces out, he's got a long way to run to get to it. Bunted down the line, foul at third by Delino DeShields.
Well, you don't see that enough. I think in this situation, early in the ball game, anytime you need to advance that runner on second base, hitters, left-handed hitters should try to pull the ball. Right-handed hitters push the ball. Get the guy over there if you can. If you don't feel like you can pull a particular pitcher, lay the ball down, get the runner to third base, so you have the big boys there to drive the runs in.
Delino DeShields has got good speed. Cards are 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position so far. He's bunting again. It's a good one. Barehanded Harnish gets the out. Now, do you give him a sacrifice for that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Why, you don't?
Mark McGwire, 2 hitters away. Harnish working to him here. And the first at bat got him to fly out to right. There's McGwire waiting on deck. Runner over at third base now. Jordan had a single, went to second on an error charge to Young in his first at bat. Off speed delivery by Harnish. Nice changeup. Harnish made a nice play fielding that bunt. Raising his average to .318 on the season. He's now 4 for 12 lifetime off Pete Harnish. Infield playing at halfway here with Marrero at third. They may come home. Up with it, Larkin, quick throw, tag Taubensee. They got him. Blocked the plate. One catcher to another. Eddie Taubensee on a tough throw and a good one by Barry Larkin.
1 out. You normally go on contact. Marrero runs good. I'm a little surprised that they actually ran on a ball hit that hard infield in with McGwire up next. Ball hit really hard. Barry gets in front of it. All you got to do is make a good throw here. Makes the throw a little high, but Eddie Taubensee, great job putting that left foot out there in front of him. Nothing Marrero could do. Tried to knock it out of there. Great play all the way around.
Second at bat of the ball game for Mark McGwire. When he comes up, the crowd stands. They are all on their feet here in St. Louis. Flied out to right. Runner at first base, 2 down. And McGwire takes the pitch up high. Asked Mark about a week ago about these flash bulbs. Every park, every at bat, every pitch. Hundreds and hundreds of flash bulbs go off at the same time. He says, I don't see them. So I'm looking at the batting eye where there aren't any people. So what I see is the ball. But boy, if you're anywhere else in the ballpark, all you see are flash bulbs going on.
I'm looking at this monitor here, and there's like 47 gazillion going on. Look at that. How could he not see that? Talking about supreme focus.
Points of light all over the place. 1-1. Harnish. 1-2 count.
You people are a little late.
Late.
A few of those light bulbs a little late.
He was a little late on the swing.
Yes, he was. Harnish getting the ball by Mac. Always have been able to upstairs above the waist. He's been exposed there. Remember in 1990, Jose Rio threw that fastball up and in to him and Canseco and negated their power. So far, he's gone right at him with fastballs. The first at bat, 3.
1-2 delivery, and he got him. Came right at him. Pete Harnish with heat. Mark McGwire is 0 for 2. He has flied out and struck out 3 Ks for Pete Harnish.
Well, just going right at him again. Fastball right there, right through the mask, right down the middle.
Scoreless in this game. The home run watch underway here on ESPN, and it will continue. Mark McGwire playing here at home on Sunday. Cincinnati Reds, St. Louis Cardinals on ESPN2. If McGwire has 59 or more than 61, 2 o'clock Eastern Time Sunday on the Deuce. Okay? If it's not on ESPN, it will be on Fox. So ESPN2 Sunday at 2 or on Fox at 4. It's depending on how many home runs he's got. Towering fly ball to left field. Sean Casey just missed that one. Trying to take one the other way. It'll be hauled in by Gant, and Casey's 0 for 1 and a walk in the ball game. 1 down, 4th inning. No score. St. Louis 3 hits. The Reds have 1. Wattenfield has walked 1 and struck out 4. Dimitri Young coming up. Young, a strikeout victim. Jeffrey Hammonds will follow him. Cincinnati trying to get out of a 3-game losing streak. Cincinnati has beaten St. Louis all 6 times they have faced the Cardinals this year. And Jack McKeon was emphatic before the game, saying one of the reasons is we haven't pitched to Mark McGwire. Let's face it. Said if you pitched him, you're not going to win that many ball games, so they haven't. McGuire's 2 for 13 against Cincinnati with 11 walks, and 5 of them have been intentional. That one is popped up. Shortstop. We've had some rainmaker pop-ups. Polanco's got that one. Young retired, 2 down.
Gary, somebody's pitched to him. He's hit 59 dongs, and they're 5 games under 500, so somebody pitches to him. And you look at this outfield, and the outfield's going to have 70 home runs with Gant and Langford and Jordan. DeShields leading off. This is a pretty potent offense, but you can't win without pitching, and they've had 0.
Pitching has been the huge problem.
And Harnish is going right at him, as we thought he would, even with first base open that first at bat.
Jeffrey Hammonds 2 down rather, nobody on, and a 5-game hit streak for him. Called out on strikes his first time up. Wattenfield, the base is cleared, and the pitch is taken inside, and a 1-ball 1-strike count on Young. Again, we are watching the game in Pittsburgh with the Chicago Cubs. We'll keep you posted. Sammy Sosa comes up. We'll take you there. He has delivered 1 home run in the ball game. 57 on the year now for Sammy Sosa. 2 behind Mark McGwire with 59. And least we forget, Greg Vaughn has 47 home runs and is probably going to hit over 50. And is barely a story. How incredible is that? Greg Vaughn in any other year, and this year too, is an MVP candidate. But with Mark McGwire set to break a mark, for that reason alone, would you vote for him for MVP? Broken back ground ball towards third base. Tatis makes the play over to McGwire. Hammond is retired. We'll find out what Ray Knight thinks about that MVP vote when we come back. And we will take you to Pittsburgh to see Sammy Sosa when he comes up.
This time, it's not about the belt. It's not about the record book. It's not about the prize.
From Pittsburgh, Sammy Sosa will be leading off the next half inning as the Cubs were just retired with Sosa on deck playing in Pittsburgh. So when he comes up, we'll be there. Welcome back here. That's the chase. McGwire at 59, 0 for 2 tonight. Sosa's hit a home run in Pittsburgh. He's got 57. Ironically, Sosa had not had a home run against the Pirates. McGwire has not had a home run against Cincinnati. So the 2 leaders in that chase against ball clubs they'd not previously homered against this year. Ray Langford will lead it off here against Pete Harnish. Langford a strikeout victim. Gant and Tatis to follow. And we have not forgotten the question of the MVP in the National League. Clearly Mark McGwire is one of those. Ray, what do you think?
Well, Lou, Sosa, McGwire, Vaughn, Chipper Jones.
And a towering fly ball to left. When it comes down, Ray can continue.
It will come down. And Vaughn, you know, the Padres are going to win their division. Sosa has the Cubs in the wild card race. And Lou, Houston's going to win division. Talking to some of the people around the Astros, they even think Biggio is the most valuable player in that ball club. So Mark McGwire, I think if he ends up breaking the record, then he's going to win it. I still believe that it's the person that's most valuable to their ball club as opposed to the league. And certainly the aforementioned guys, Lou, Biggio, Vaughn. How about Sosa?
Yeah.
I mean, Sammy Sosa.
They may be the wild card team.
And he's put up humongous numbers. It's a tough call, but votes are going to be obviously split. You know how they do it. You know that Lou is going to get. Well, that's going to be a problem. Houston, they're going to split the vote. So that's why no Astros going to win it. And Sosa's going to get both the Cub riders' votes. You know that. McGwire's going to get both of the Cardinal rider votes. Vaughn's going to get both the Padre rider votes. And Chipper Jones probably will get both the Atlanta rider votes. So what are we going to do about the other 40 riders in the country?
There are going to be a lot of votes for a lot of players, and somebody's going to win by not much, I think. Even with McGwire breaking the mark, and because it's writers again who vote. Ron Gant up there, an 0-2 count, one down, scoreless. Here in the fourth inning, Langford retired by Harnish. 0-2 delivery to him, breaking ball outside. I agree with you. It's a very tough call for MVP in both leagues, I think.
In both leagues.
I mean, you've got some players who have put up some, you know, Nomar Garcia-Pera comes to mind as someone who probably won't get a lot of votes, but without him on the Red Sox, where are they? Jeter with the Yankees on a great team, but what a year he's had. But then you got to look
Alex Rodriguez.
At Alex Rodriguez.
And Griffey. I mean, heck, Griffey, he scored over 100 runs, going to drive in 135, going to hit close to 50 home runs. And we didn't mention Andres Galarraga in the National League, who may hit 50. So it has been a glorious season. The most fun for me in the last really 8 or 10 years in baseball. Gonzalez's assault early. We can't forget about him.
Bernie Williams probably will win the batting title.
It has been a great year.
It
continues to be, and I look forward to the playoff. 3 best National League teams with the Padres, the Astros, and the Braves that I've seen in 10, 12 years. All those teams chance to win 100 ball games.
Harnish's pitch is down low. 3-ball, 2-strike count on Ron Gant with 1 down and nobody on. It's going to be a fine wild card team in both leagues. The Red Sox, a great year, overshadowed only by the Yankees with a chance for the greatest year ever as a team, win-wise. And in the National League, Cubs, Giants, or Mets. Take your pick. It's going to be very tough competition from that wild card. And a strike 3 called inside corner on Gant. So Harnish, who's shown the ability and no fear of coming inside on these hitters, gets his 4th strikeout, and he hasn't walked about it.
Well, he's thrown Ronnie away all night long. Obviously sets out there, and that ball just runs inside. Sometimes you get a feel as a hitter they're going to go outside with. They bust you inside, and you vapor lock. You freeze up, can't pull the trigger.
See why Pete Harnish got a new deal. 10-6 on the year, 3.38 earned run average. He knows how to work a baseball game. Fernando Tatis makes the breaking ball outside, ball 1. Well, it'll be interesting to see the awards at the end of the year. Even Cy Young is not a given this season. Even Mr. Maddox is not a given in the National League anymore. How about David Wells in the American League? Fastball for a strike. He's got to be worthy of consideration. One ball, 1 strike count, 2 down. David Cohn, of course, putting up win after win for the Yankees. 1-1 delivery, and that one foul back. 1 ball, 2 strike count. 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks, and nothing on the board against Pete Harnish. Neither team been able to get anything against the opposing pitcher. Harnish in Bottenfield before the sellout crowd here in St. Louis. 1-2 delivery, breaking ball. That one misses down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fernando Tatis, not the quiet bat. 2-2, and he loops that one foul. Most hitting instructors don't want to see and don't teach the angry bat at the plate, moving around all the time. Dave Parker working with St. Louis.
He sure had an angry bat.
He did. He whiffled that thing around like it was plastic.
And as a hitting instructor for 3 years in the big leagues, I never worried about it. I think that a lot of people get their relaxation that way.
And the fastball's taken inside, 3-2. Again, we're going to take you to Pittsburgh for Sammy Sosa's next at bat. He already has 1 home run, a couple of hits. Sosa's getting ready to come up to lead off an inning in Pittsburgh. As soon as he's ready, we are. McGuire 0 for 2 tonight. Foul back. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Great matchup going on in New York. The Atlanta Braves opening a 4-game series against the Mets. Mets are leading that game 2-0. Chicago in first place in the wild card race, a game ahead of the Mets, 2 ahead of the Giants. 3-2 delivery, breaking ball outside. So there is the first walk of the ball game, surrendered by Harnish. Comes to 2 down here in the 4th inning. The remainder of the season matters. The Braves have clearly wrapped up their division. They do not want the Mets to be the wild card team because they're in the same division, which means they wouldn't get to play the 4th best team. They'd have to play the 3rd best team, and that's probably going to be
Houston.
Oh my
mercy.
Big unit and all, and nobody wants to face Houston in that first round.
Well, we've seen a lot of good ball clubs this late in the season as we choose the best game for our viewers, and I think the Astros right now are playing better than anyone.
Runner goes, and the throw not in time, but close. Boone putting the tag on, but Tatis got in ahead of it. A stolen base and a good throw by Taubensee.
Eddie Taubensee has a very good arm. He just has a slow release. He's improved a lot with Bob Boone's tutelage. Last year only throwing out 20% of the runners. Decent jump there. Comes up, hardly any movement with his back foot. Just makes a very good throw to second base, but just a little tardy.
Tatis there. It's Sosa time. Brian Kenny.
Yes, gentlemen, we'll take you out there right now to Pittsburgh. Pirates and Cubs, it's all tied up 2-2. Sammy Sosa, 2 for 3, is going to lead off the 8th inning. Let's go out to Wayne Larrabee and Steve Stone of WGN.
The starter, Schmidt, is still on. He is yet to walk a Cub, although he's given up 9 hits. Cubs have only scored 2, and they've had a couple of golden opportunities in the 4th and again in the 7th.
First pitch to Sosa. Strike 1 called.
The heart of the order for the Cubs. Sosa, Grace, and Brown.
The 0-1 pitch. Chops it foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Sosa's home run surge since May 25th. 48 homers, 107 runs batted in now 88 games. Schmidt ahead of the count of Sosa. No balls and 2 strikes. 1-2.
Try to throw that one through Jason Kendall.
Got it up to 94 miles an hour. And now let's see what he comes back with. 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That ball took off on him as well.
You just have to hope that he hangs one of those breaking balls out over the plate. And Sammy puts a charge into it.
The 2-2 pitch. Fouled it back. Looked like he had a pitch he wanted.
Well, he tried to get a fastball in, and that one sailed right out over the plate. Sammy fouled it straight back. The 15th consecutive series with a home run. Second all-time to guess who? Mark McGuire, who did it in 20 straight series.
2-2 again to Sosa. Popped it up foul, out of play on the first base side.
And whatever Schmidt's got left, he's shown to Sammy, because that fastball was 96, and that's as hard as he's thrown tonight. And he's probably about the 110 pitch mark. We don't have it officially.
I'd say he's about there. You're right. 2-2. Just a bit outside, and the count fills to 3-2. I think Jason thought he might get an extended edge of the plate on that one. Perhaps an extended corner.
Well, maybe another year, another time, but not when you're chasing Roger Maris.
The payoff on the ground is short. This is Collier. Kevin Young, he went past Kevin Young. The throw off the mark. Young could not flag it down. Sosa heads into second base.
And we told you this defense is shaky, and it's this defense that has done in the Pirates, and there's a good chance it'll do it.
All right, Brian Kenny back here in our ESPN studios. We will show you every at-bat for Sammy Sosa tonight. We'll, of course, get you back to the game with the Reds and the Cards. That half inning is over right now. Placido Polanco flew out. Pete Harnisch got out of the fourth. The top of the fifth, we're going to send you back out to St. Louis right after this.
Making friends is our business.
When they meet in St. Louis to go head-to-head in the race for 62. Cubs, Cards, the Labor Day Special. Monday at 1:30 on ESPN.
Ain't no prize, second place.
Welcome back to St. Louis, everybody. Gary Thorne and Ray Knight. We're in the fifth inning. Toppensee has grounded out. Brett Boone just striking out, and Bottenfield's retired 8 in a row now.
Slider down and away. Brett, a little anxious, checks it. Boy, he's having a great year. We want to talk about him, but we just can't get to him.
I feel bad for Brett. 2 down, nobody on. Aaron's going to get all the publicity here tonight. Jack McKeon, the manager, saying, hey, you're finally going to get to talk about Brett Boone and the great year he's having and a fine glove. Both times he's been to the plate, Sammy Sosa's been to the plate. We've cut there. Hey, I'm sorry, baby. You know,
there's Booney. There he is talking to Dennis Menke.
And your brother's putting you down here as he's got 2 hits. So Aaron's on with a couple of singles in the ball game now. And Bottenfield, who retired 8 in a row and 12 of 13. Finally a base runner on against him there. And that base runner is the same one as last time, Aaron Boone.
Aaron Boone, as we talked about before, very compact, short stride, stand behind the baseball, no loss movement forward, head right on the baseball. And he's seeing Bottenfield a lot better than his husband.
Or anybody else. He's got the only 2 hits. 2 hits off Bottenfield. No score in the game. Pete Harnisch with 2 down swinging away, and strike 1 on Harnisch, who sacrificed his first time up. Scoreless ball game. 0-3-0 for the Cardinals. 0-2-1 for the Reds. Harnisch a walk and 4 strikeouts. Bottenfield a walk and 5 strikeouts. Jack McKeon's club losing their last 3. Tony La Russa's ball club winning their last 4. Harnisch to right field. Long run. Shields over. A little too tentative on that one. 0-2.
I'll say that ball hit 5 feet inside out there. He started slowing down as he approached that ball. I mean, this is a big foul territory here, a big warning track, about a 15-foot warning track. Delano goes hard, and then he starts to slow down. He is getting pretty close to those bleachers, but I've seen that play made a few times.
Yeah. Looks like that long lens camera there, too. 0-2 count, and Harnisch takes it outside. As a hitter, Pete Harnisch 6 for 57. He's had 6 singles. For the right-hander. 1-2 count, 2 away. Aaron Boone, the base runner at first. Harnisch has the bat go further than the ball, which went nowhere but behind him. Bottenfield gets his 6th strikeout of the game. Chance to see McGuire, maybe. Young man with a glove, hoping. Please. Let him hit one to me. How about that discussion about the baseballs? Ooh, yes, it is. That's why we're here. Some saying the baseball he hits to break the mark or tie the mark could be worth $1 million. Bottenfield, and he's got a base hit. Pete Harnisch giving up a single to the opposing pitcher. Bottenfield is on. Cardinals have had a base runner on every inning. They're 0 for 5, though, with runners in scoring position tonight.
He's going to be tough to bunt over. The fastball right out over the plate. Sometimes pitchers lose their concentration when they're facing the opposing pitcher. Does not throw the ball quite as hard. Maybe not as much movement. Leaves the ball flat. Base hit up the middle. But going to be tough to bunt Bottenfield over. He doesn't run well. Brett Boone in at third. You'll see Casey charging.
Eli Marrero had a double his first time up. We were talking about that baseball McGuire hits. 1 to tie Maris and 2 to go ahead of him. There have been problems in the past, as you may have read stories about, baseballs that were brought in, the day after a big hit was attained. 100 people showed up saying they had the baseball. We are using infrared marked baseballs in this game, and they will continue to be used in these games with McGuire and Sosa when he gets a couple more, so that they will know that the ball brought to them, if a fan gets it, is in fact the one that was used. They are marked, and Major League Baseball will not say what the markings are, but you cannot see it except under infrared. And they've got the balls being taken care of, so each time he gets to the point of where he might tie or break the mark, they'll know the number or whatever it is they put in that baseball that's being used. Down the line, base hit. Marrero, Young up with it. Bottenfield to third. 2 in scoring position with nobody out. 2 doubles for Marrero.
Second baseman, Delino DeShields.
Tony Russoff's not the bunt. Fastball down and in, right down the line. No chance for Aaron Boone. Gets down there in the corner, rattles around a little bit. Bottenfield on third, Marrero on second.
Getting us closer to McGuire. We go to the top of the order with DeShields, then Jordan, and then McGuire due up here in the 5th inning. Scoreless ball game. 5 hits now for the Cardinals. DeShields, a grounder with a runner coming home, looking to trap him at third. They do. Scoring Bottenfield. Marrero caught in a rundown. Larkin chasing him back. Boone joins in. He stays in long enough to get the runner down to second base. 1-0 lead, though, for the Cardinals.
Well, that's why you send both runners. No problem there at all. You send both runners. Marrero gets in a rundown long enough because of the long throw. And the hustling DeShields gets to second base, so they just really, in essence, change spots. Have DeShields on second instead of Marrero. Giving that ball up. Those long throws. Anytime you have to make long throws, you're going to allow that runner to advance. Thing that you try to do is make one long throw, running back as hard as you can, take up the ground, make one throw and tag him.
4-5-6-4 in the putout. So it was Boone, Brett Boone at second base, who fielded the grounder, who ended up following in the rundown and then made the tag. Down to second base, Delino DeShields. 1-0 lead. Credited with the RBI as Bottenfield, the pitcher, scored, who led this inning off with a single. Jordan up, and then run on 5 hits for the Cardinals. Only one away.
This situation right here, if Brian Jordan were to drive this run in, McGuire's going to get the hit. If he makes an out, does not drive the run in with first base open, then there's no chance we'll see McGuire swing the bat. I don't think.
I don't either. Brian Jordan has picked up a single and reached on a fielder's choice. Jack McKeon will make the decision, of course, as to what to do when McGuire comes up, depending on the situation. Pete Harnish, another runner in scoring position. DeShields. 1-1 the count. And Jordan, check swing, fouls it off outside of first. The ball and 2 strikes. This is a player who, if you listen to sources who don't want to be quoted inside the St. Louis organization, say there is no way he will be a Cardinal next year. Period.
Really?
Really. They do not like his attitude. Selfish ball player.
Is that right?
That's the word. The delivery is a fastball taken inside. 2-2 count. That's not me. That's from people I talked with in the Cardinal organization.
Yep. Well, there are a lot of them out there, Gary. There's a lot of selfish players out there, a lot of great players out there, and I've always really respected the way Brian Jordan plays. He plays hard.
Harnish, chin music. That hit him on the arm. Well, that puts runners at first and second.
Mark McGuire was pitched in the first inning, all fastballs. High fastball there down the middle after 2-1 pitch. And look at here. Fastball up, strike 2. Fastball up, strike 3. So, as we thought, Pete Harnish going right at Mark McGuire his first 2 times at bat, only throwing 1 breaking ball in the 2 sequences that he's faced him.
Sammy Sosa's delivered a home run in his game tonight. As the count continues, McGwire 59 on the year.
Change up. Straight change. He got Mark he was a little tuned up for that fastball right there after seeing 4 fastballs. Look at him. Get ready here. Tune it up and change up way out ahead of it.
2 for 10 lifetime against Harnish with 1 home run. 0-1 count, 2 on, 1 down. McGwire way up high to him. The ball and a strike.
I'm sorry, Gary. That's just a pitch that he's showing right there, a show pitch. So he throws a fastball up by the strike zone. Then he throws one about 12, 14 inches lower, and it looks good to a hitter. And they swing at that pitch up, which Mark has done all night long.
Harnish working with a 1-1 count. McGwire looking for his 60th. Check swing up high to him, 2-1.
Boy, it's unbelievable, those flash bugs.
Everywhere. It is a moment in baseball. Those who love this game, including the players, up and watching both benches. I'm glad you are with us along with the SRO in St. Louis. 2-1 count. Delivery by Harnish. 2-2. Bob Gibson said in the New York Times today, no less, if I were working McGwire, it's no secret. Fastballs up and in, and don't be afraid to back him off the plate.
Yeah, I think there's so much respect for Mark McGwire that people don't throw him inside. Not because, as we've talked about, because he's intimidated. Just because they respect him so much, they don't go in on him very much.
Gibby would.
Oh,
2-2 count. Harnish's pitch. Check swing up high, and it's full. 3 balls, 2 strike count.
Harnish has pitched him very tough. I think what he has him set up for now is a 3-2 changeup. Got 2 runners on, second and first base, DeShields and Jordan.
3-2 counts this season. Mark McGwire's had 2 home runs on 3-2 counts. That's what he's got right now from Harnish. And he walked him. Another record being chased. Mark McGwire continues to pile them up way ahead in free passes. 146 walks on the year to Mark McGwire.
Well, that pitch was hittable. That ball was a little up and a little away, but still borderline strike.
DeShields, Jordan join Mark McGwire on the base pass. There's a twosome right there. See Dave McKay right there? Mark McGwire has hit more than 8,000 home runs off Dave McKay. Dave McKay is the hitting first base coach and batting pitcher, BP pitcher for the Cardinals, and they figured it out the other day. More than 8,000 home runs McKay has given up to Mark McGwire in batting practice. Bases loaded, swung on and missed by Langford.
I think he needs to take Dave McKay with him to that ESPN home run derby at the All-Star game, because I was out there and Mark didn't fare real well against someone else's batting practice pick. Rick Matthews is the pitcher he faced out there.
That's his pitcher right there.
Yes.
0-1 delivery, 1 down, check swing, foul ball. A 1-0 game. Cardinals are leading with a run in here in the 5th off Pete Harnish, and a chance to do some real damage. 1 down, bases loaded. Harnish has surrendered the run on 5 hits. Tony La Russa hoping his ball club can explode right here. Ray Langford, this season, runners in scoring position, 273. 89 RBIs for Langford on the year. He has struck out and flied out in this game. 0-2 from Harnish off speed, fouled off. Harnish showing more of that changeup here this inning as he goes through this order on the 3rd occasion. Pitchers will try and jumble it up a little bit. They do not want to get caught in a rhythm by the hitters.
You're right, Gary. They try to save a pitch and only throw it in crucial situations. You don't want to show that fastball too often.
0-2 count, bases loaded. Fly ball, center field. Tagging up at third base, chance for the run. Jeffrey Hammonds. Hammonds makes the throw to the plate, a good one, but not in time. DeShields scores. Ball goes to the backstop, and the runners will move up. So Delino DeShields crosses the plate. It'll be a sac fly and an RBI for Langford. An error on Jeffrey Hammond, sending Jordan to third and McGuire to second base.
Well, this throw is a wild throw, Gary, but I'm not sure that Eddie Tomlinson, should not have been able to do something with it. The ball's up the line, but you've got so long to look at it that you have to be able to get over there to it. Eddie trying to block the plate. That's what happened. Eddie trying to block the plate. DeShields coming in, shielding him.
Very good.
Yeah. All for the being able to go after the throw.
90 RBIs now for Ray Langford on the sac fly. And a 2-0 lead for the Cardinals. 2 in scoring position now with 2 down, and Ron Gant, who has popped out and been called out on strikes. Gant's hitting only .228 with runners in scoring position this year. Not good. He's got 2 in that position right now. 2 down. Rips it. 1-1.
Ronnie's just having an off year. He has always been a very tough out with runners in scoring position. Always was able to go to a higher concentration level, not swing at bad pitches. A guy that would strike out 115 times a year, but you get him in that tough 2-out situation like this, and he more likely than not would hurt you. I know in '95, he carried our Red Ball Club after Jim Bowden signed him, after that horrible biking accident, that he's still carrying a 3/4-inch steel rod in his right leg, right knee.
Thought it was going to end his career. Question of whether he'd be able to get back after that biking accident. He has. 270 last year with runners in scoring position. So as Ray says, a severe drop down to 228 this year. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Harnish working out of the stretch. Foul back again, late on a fastball. It remains at 2-2. First time in this ball game we've had bullpen action. Scott Sullivan, the right-hander. Mike Remlinger is the left-hander. Pete Harnish, 10-6 on the year. Close again on a couple hundred innings worked, up to 181 right now. And a 2-2 count with 2 down on Ron Gant. The 25th pitch of the inning, 86th of the game, and he gets the ground ball played by Boone over to first base, and they get the out. So Gant is retired, but a couple of runs in, 2 left in scoring position. Cardinals up. Great to have you with us. ESPN adding this game, the Reds and Cardinals. Mark McGuire, 59 home runs, 0 for 2 and a walk tonight. Sammy Sosa picked up a home run in his ball game in Pittsburgh. He may get more chances. They are tied in that game late in the ball game at 2-2. Sosa with 1 home run. That one foul back up overhead. Reggie Sanders leading it off here with the Cardinals on top 2-0. Larkin and Casey to follow, top of the order for the Reds. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Reggie Sanders has been struck out twice. Kent Bottenfield walked only 1, and he has struck out 6 in this game. And this his 17th start of the year with a 4-6 record. He's pitched very well. Fouled off again by Sanders. Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire together here on ESPN, 2 o'clock Eastern time on Monday. As the Chicago Cubs will be here for a 2-game series after the Reds move out. We'll have that game for you Labor Day, 2 o'clock Eastern. McGuire and Sosa, best of friends. Fouled off, cheering for one another all the way. Sammy Sosa won't let up on saying Mark McGuire's the man. He wants McGuire to break it. He wants to too, but he sounds almost like a fan himself of Mark McGuire's. 2 great stories. He will make history. And the breaking ball's outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count. You can see how hot it is. Perspiration coming through the cap. Bottenfield, very humid day, humid night. Temperatures are in at least the mid-90s in the sun today, if not more. And that misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They don't have the 2 fans working that we do up here.
No, we didn't. One of them was useless. That first one they had up here.
This one behind us working pretty good.
It is.
Its fan is an electric plug-in. Here's the 2-2. Fastball again laid on it, fouled off. Reggie Sanders, tough at bat here. Continues with a 2-2 count. Here we go. That's what we were talking about right there. Even in the dugouts. Jack McKeon talking baseball, which he doesn't mind doing ever. 2-2. Lattenfield missed outside to him. Good at bat here for Reggie Sanders as he takes the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes and is a leadoff batter, forcing Lattenfield to work hard here at the start of this 6th inning. Two delivery. Reggie Sanders is gone. 7 strikeouts in the ball game for Bottenfield. Nice comeback. He wins the battle. National Football League. It's time. Sunday night right here on ESPN. The Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs at 8:15 Eastern. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire will be there. That's Sunday. Monday, ABC Monday Night Football. The New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. Al Michaels, Dan Deardoff, Boomer Esiason coming your way Monday night. So Sunday on ESPN, Monday night on ABC. Barry Larkin, and the pitch is down low to him for a ball. 1 down, nobody on.
And as you talked about, Harney scoring a changeup. Bottenfield starting to go to sliders. Both showed fastballs early. Now in the 6th inning, the third time around the batting order, giving him a little different look. Another slider.
Got that one to center field. Langford settles. Larkins retired, 2 away. Sammy Sosa's 1 batter away from getting another at-bat in Pittsburgh in that ball game, tied at 2. As soon as he comes up, we'll take you there. There's only 1 away. Well, he's going to get an opportunity, and we will take you to Pittsburgh and give you Sosa's next at-bat. We've had Mark McGuire go 0 for 2 and draw a walk. They have pitched to him in this game. Bottenfield's got 2 down, nobody on. Sean Casey up. Casey flied out last time up, also has drawn a walk. Sean Casey got that walk in the 1st inning. Aaron Boone has had 2 singles. They are the only base runners the Reds have had in this game. They have only the 2 hits, 2 singles by Aaron Boone off Kent Bottenfield so far tonight. And we are in the 6th inning with 2 down and nobody on.
I think Sean Casey, as you look at him there, one of the great acquisitions by Jim Bowden. He's really stockpiled this ball club with young players, moving a lot of the veteran players, Brantley, Burba, Willie Green, Smiley Shaw, and acquiring some very fine young talent. As you look at Eddie Perez there and Jeffrey Hammonds to the left, Aaron Boone.
Out of the reach that time, and a base hit. Polanco gave it the long dive. Sean Casey's going to get out of second base, mishandled center field. Ray Langford over to get that ball. Casey heads up base running, came around first, saw he had time, and took second base.
You don't see that happen very often with Ray Langford. Concentration, very key to playing outfield. You have so many balls that doesn't get to you. He comes there, just hesitates, and right here drops the ball as he starts to make his throw.
Error charged on Langford.
Just a little concentration error.
The dog days settle in when you're not in a race. The end of the season's near. Can be tough games. 1-0 count. Dimitri Young now with a runner in scoring position and 2 down because of the error. That will have Tony La Russa talking to himself. All managers just detest those kind of plays. Obviously, it's not intentional, but Those things they don't want to see happen. You make errors on ground balls, fly balls, get dropped, or you make mistakes, but lackadaisical errors are something else again. 2-0 count, 2 down. Dimitri Young has popped out, struck out, 2-0 lead for the Cardinals, but a chance for the Reds to get on the board. Foul back, 2-1.
A lot of foul balls. Phil throwing a lot of high fastballs tonight. A lot of foul balls as a result of that. You mentioned 3 base hits, 2 by Aaron Boone on line drives and 1 ground ball. Not a lot of ground balls. A lot of fly ball outs.
Won only 1 of his last 5 starts. 1 win, 1 loss, and 3 no decisions, coming off a loss to Atlanta to Tommy Glavine. In the dirt, bounced away, held on to. What a matchup tonight. New York had 2 of the game's best left-handers. Tommy Glavine for Atlanta and Al Leiter for New York. They are 2-1 now late in that ball game. The New York Mets over Atlanta. Chance for the Mets, if the Cubs were to lose, to tie for the wild card spot as they trail the Cubs by 1. And that pitch swung on it in the air to deep right field. It is way back. Dimitri Young. Goodbye home run. 1 swing of the bat, and this ball game is tied at 2-2. Now can Sammy Sosa equal Dimitri Young? Brian.
That's right. We've got action in both places to Pittsburgh. It's the 9th inning. It's a 2-2 game. There's 1 out, and the bases are loaded for Sammy Sosa. Well, Jason Christensen on in relief for Pittsburgh. Now they're going to talk it over, see how they deal with a man who already hit a home run earlier. 57 home runs for Sammy Sosa. Hit it in his first time up against Jason Schmidt. Later in the 4th inning, hit a single, scored a run. He struck out later in the 8th inning. He reached on an error by the shortstop. Sammy Sosa right there, 2 for 4. 57 home runs, 138 RBIs. And it looks like they're going to stay with Jason Christensen. Again, 2-2. Stay awake. This is exciting. 1 out. Bases loaded for Sammy Sosa. We're ready to go out to Pittsburgh right now. Wayne Larrabee and Steve Stone have the call.
Back in Arizona. Don't necessarily need one here, but you could certainly use a base hit.
Oh, but boy, would a grand slam be.
Icing on the cake.
Yes, indeed. Very rich icing, I might add. Bases loaded for Sammy Sosa. Here's the pitch from Christensen on the outside corner, called strike. Sosa 2 for 4. He's reached base 3 times. Reached on an error to start the 8th.
You would think that Sammy would have to look away here. His home run came to right center field.
And the 0-1 pitch hit on the ground. Knocked down by Garcia. Not going to have a play, and the lead run scores as Manny Alexander comes across the plate.
Well, that has to be an error on Garcia. That should have been a tailor-made 2. But Garcia has not shown real good hands at third base.
Well, let's send it back now to the tie ball game. Sammy Sosa getting his team up on top, but still just with 1 home run. He's got 57 right now. Back to Gary Thorne and Ray Knight, guys.
Brian, thank you very much. Back here, another base hit by Jeffrey Hammonds. 2 down, he's on at first. The home run by Dimitri Young, his 13th of the year, has tied this ball game up as he brought Sean Casey in ahead of him. Eddie Taubensee up now with 2 down and a runner on at first base. Big base hit by Casey with 2 down, set up the homer by Young. There he is. His swing of the bat's tied it up. And bullpen action is Bottenfield all of a sudden with 2 down here in the 6th inning. A single, a home run, and another single, and balls hit hard. Frascatori in the bullpen getting ready. Dave Duncan came out to visit while we were away. And that one to Eddie Taubensee down the left field line. And that is foul.
Dimitri Young said earlier in our broadcast, one of the great young hitters. Fastball out away from him. Knew it was gone. Great extension, short stroke, pretty stroke from left side and the right side. Got to go back Eddie Murray to have that kind of consistency with both sides of the plate. Most hitters are weaker on the right side, but not in the case of Mr. Dimitri, as he waves at me, us.
I'll tell you, Ray, how about, you're right. I mean, he's batting over 300 now. He has picked up 13 home runs, and he's got 77 runs batted in. It's a very fine season for Dimitri Young. Eddie Taubensee, runner at first. 1-1 delivered to Taubensee. Reached for it. Second base. Lino DeShields makes the play over to McGuire. And that will retire the side, but not before a couple of runs are in on 3 hits. A base runner left on. 2-2 in St. Louis. Cardinals starter Kent Bottenfield worked 6, 2 runs, 5 hits, walked 1, struck out 7, gave up the 2-run homer to Young that tied the game. Now 28-year-old right-hander John Frascatore.
Yeah, John Frascatore had been in 62 ball games. Usually middle to set up, fastball, slider, split finger. Not really overpowering, about 88 to 90 miles an hour.
While he gets set to work, let's check in with Brian Kenny again. Brian.
Thank you, fellas. Braves and Mets pitchers duel pretty much settled here in the fourth. Mike Piazza getting it done. Deep into the Queen's night. Could hit the Whitestone, Gary. 2-run home run. Piazza 3 for 3, his 29th home run. Al Leiter with a complete game 5-hit gem. He's 14-5. He outduels Glavine. The Mets take it 2-1. Back to you, Gary.
Well, is Piazza hot or what? He is coming off a road trip where he hit over 600 and had 5 home runs.
Are they booing him anymore?
They are not booing him in New York. And there you see Chicago a game ahead of New York, pending the outcome of that Cubs game tonight in Pittsburgh, which we're keeping you updated on. They're still 2-2. Frascatore goes to work here against Brett Boone, who has struck out and grounded out 0 for his last 13. And he fouls that one off down the right field line. Finally, we get a chance to lay some splendor out for this fine second base.
Boy, he really is. Last year he really struggled. Both years that I managed him, he struggled. I think it was me. But he's a very sensitive young man to play second base so well. This year putting up great numbers. Brett always has thought of himself as a power hitter. Coming into this season, his biggest home run year was 15 back in '95. Now he's starting to blossom. Probably going to end up hitting 20 this year. Somewhere around 85, 90 RBI. And just loves to play the game.
Having a career year for himself. Leads the club, 17 homers, 79 RBIs, both career highs for him. 141 hits, 38 doubles, career high. Chops that one foul outside of third base. Interesting, of course, that he is a third-generation All-Star. The first time ever there have been 3 generations of a family to make an All-Star game, All-Star team. Father Bob, grandfather, of course, the great Ray Boone, all appeared in All-Star games. And Brett Boone went this year representing the Reds. Up high, and he draws the walk. So Frascatore surrenders the leadoff walk. We'll check in with Brian Kenny again. Brian.
Thank you, guys. We told you about the Mets winning, so the pressure on the Cubs. And here in the top of the 9th, 3-2 Cubs, bases loaded. Mark Grace, base hit. That's going to do some damage. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Driving in 2, 5-2 Cubs in the 9th. Rod Beck is on to try to close it and hold things off and keep them up on top in the wild card race.
Cubs got some magic going, don't they? They're going to be here in St. Louis, and you can be here too via ESPN. Eastern Time, Labor Day, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Monday. Cubs and Cardinals. Sosa will be in town along with McGuire. The bunt laid down by Aaron Boone to move his brother down to second base. So a sacrifice for Aaron Boone, who had gone 2 for 2 with 2 singles.
That should get Pete Harnisch out of the ballgame. If you're bunting him over, then
batting for third baseman Aaron Boone.
You're going to take your pitcher out.
Try and get the go-ahead run here. Cincinnati Reds and St. Louis Cardinals tied at 2 apiece. And we will, in fact, get Pete Harnisch out of the ball game. And Roberto Perugini comes on as the pinch hitter. Twice the most valuable player, AAA. But he cannot find a home at the major league level.
No, he can't. He can really swing the bat. A lot of power. Pulls the ball well. Outfielder, first baseman, and there's always been someone ahead of him. He came up in the Padres organization. But he's too good for AAA. And you find a lot of players that way, that they're just too good for AAA, and they just don't possess enough tools to be able to play every day in the big leagues. Meaning he has struggles defensively a little bit, maybe can't run. He can certainly swing that bat.
Roberto Pettigini takes that pitch outside. Pettigini has won batting titles in a couple of different organizations, getting a chance again this past season. Up and down call-ups. Brett Boone's on at second base. Game tied at 2. 2-1 delivery. Swung on and missed 2-2. Pettigini trying to get that go-ahead run in. Pettigini has gone 4 for 8. 4 for 8 as a pinch hitter this season. It's only the 18th game that he has appeared in for the Cincinnati Reds. All the rest at the minor league level. Pettigini with a 2-2 delivery to him, and that a short hop second base. Tough knockdown made to Shields. Over to McGuire for the out. Pettigini retired. Brett Boone moves over to third base, but now there are 2 down.
Now batting right fielder Reggie Sanders.
He had that one almost eat him up.
Yeah, he hit this ball hard. Long hop right there, skipping off of that natural ground out there, coming up high around his chest. Tough play. Did a good job knocking that ball down. Anytime that ball gives you that kind of long hop that comes up around those Cardinals, tough to turn your glove the right way.
Reggie Sanders staring a sombrero in the face. Fouls that one back. He has struck out 3 times in this game.
Reggie's had a few of those. He's such a streak hitter. When he gets on a tear, he just hits doubles, home runs. Very tough out. But when he starts going badly, his hills and valleys are really acute.
273 average on the year. Runner at third base with 2 down. Frascatore in a 2-2 game here in the 7th inning. Out of the ball game, Pete Harnisch. 6 innings, couple of runs, 5 hits, walked 2 and struck out 4. If they can get the run in here, he'll have a chance to win the ball game. So he is most intent. There are the numbers on Harnisch, looking for his 11th win. The Reds do not score here, then he's going to be non-decision. Mark McGuire went 0 for 2 against him in a walk. McGuire now 2 for 10 in his career against Harnisch. And that one is up high. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Reggie Sanders.
Here's where Reggie will wear you out if you throw him a fastball thigh high down. You can't throw a ball fat over the plate here to Reggie. You can throw him change up, fastballs up.
Broken bat to right field. That one's going to fall in for a base hit. On the broken bat, Boone will score. RBI single for Reggie Sanders. Pete Harnisch has got a chance to win the ball game as his club goes up 3-2. He came out for a pinch hitter this inning.
Frascatore hangs a slider up and away, and Reggie just hits it off the end of the bat. And the ball flares out there in no man's land. Pretty good location as far as away, but just too much up in the strike zone, therefore hittable.
Reggie Sanders gets his 58th RBI. So the Reds have started very slowly. First 4 innings, they went 1 for 14. The last couple of innings, they have now picked up 5 hits and 11 at-bats and have scored 3 runs. So they have turned it around, and Pete Harnisch gets the chance to win the game. And Frascatore, pitcher of record right now for the Cardinals.
Really unusual to see Tony La Russa, as we look at Eversgard warm up, go to the mound and not make a move. Think about it.
Yep.
Saw the frustration when Langford muffed that ball in the outfield. Tony has had a very frustrating year, although he's had to have great rewards watching McGuire.
Just has not converted into team wins. Barry Larkin at 0 for 3, trying to continue a 5-game hit streak. A run in. Frascatore, his own worst enemy, by giving up a lead-off walk in an inning. When you do that, you push the chances of the opposition scoring up to about 70%. And Jack McKeon's club got that walk to Brett Boone, sacrificed by his brother Aaron. Towards the hole and a base hit. Barry Larkin's got a 6-game hit streak now as he delivers a single. Stopping at second base, Reggie Sanders. And there are 2 on with 2 down.
He'll make a move here, bringing the left-hander to face
Sean Casey.
Sean Casey, as you see Duncan there on the phone.
A base hit by Barry Larkin. That'll be hit number 7 for Cincinnati. Frascatore, a couple of hits off him. And there you want the left-hander. Looks like to have a couple more minutes down there. Reds have gone 2 for 5 in the ball game now with runners in scoring position. And they've got a 3-2 lead. Duncan, you saw, had been on the phone calling down to see if they were ready to go in the bullpen. Apparently the answer was no at that point. Now Dave Duncan will come out and they'll make the change. So here in the 7th inning, a run is in for the Reds. They've taken the lead and they'll send Frascatore to the showers.
Chasing history, Sammy Sosa chasing Maris, chasing Mark McGwire. First at bat, puts it out. Home run number 57, puts him within 2 of Mark McGwire. Sammy 2 for 5, 2 RBIs. He scored twice. 5-2 Cubs holding off on the Pirates. Raj Beck closed it. They stay 1 up on the Mets in the wild card, men.
Well, that race stays alive in the wild card, and so does this one. In the chasing history category, McGwire 0 for 2 and a walk in this ball game. 23 games left for him with 59 homers. Sammy Sosa adding 1 tonight in the Cubs win. He's got 57 with 21 games left for the Chicago Cubs. There is Mark McGwire, who has faced Harnish. McGwire will be due up 4th in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Guerrero will be leading it off, the number 9 hitter. Harnish with a chance to win this game. Out of the bullpen for the St. Louis Cardinals, Brian Eversgerd.
Evers scored 8 hits in 4 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts. Just a guy that usually just comes in for situations, 1 or 2 hitters at a time. You see Frascatore going into there, not real happy with himself. I don't know why they don't throw that glove with their left arm. I'm telling you, it's easy to hurt that arm.
Is it ever? Hitting water coolers, banging walls with your pitching hand around. Sean Casey's up there. Runners on at first and second base, 2 down. Casey had a single and scored. He's 1 for 2 and a walk. And the pitch is in for a strike for Casey. 219 against left-handers, 279 off right-handers. He suffers from, as they say, by-the-book problems hitting against left-handers.
As well as he hits the ball the opposite way, it surprises me a little bit.
0-1 swung on and missed.
Another thing, you don't see a lot of left-handed pitching in the minor leagues. If a guy can pitch in AAA effectively and he's left-handed, you're going to have him in the big leagues in a hurry, because that's the shortest commodity, I think, in all of baseball. Is left-handers that can get people out.
Those strikes, you got a job if you're left-handed.
Well, it's amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Tony Fossas, who I love dearly, is an ideal example of that. I mean, Tony continues to move from ball club to ball club because they need left-handers. He's always able to find a job, gets released, sent down. Somebody else will pick him up, bring him up. 0-2 delivery, and Casey takes it away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eversgerd called up from Memphis, AAA player this season. He was had his contract purchased on the 22nd of August. Hank McKeon opening his ball club, maybe can add a run or 2 right here. Jordan, Sanders and Larkin, rather, are the base runners. 1-2 delivery, reached for, goes to left field. Gant in, diving, and makes the catch. Ron Gant on a sinking line drive saves 2 runs and puts a divot out there as well. Pete Harnish should hope for more, but the Reds get one. They have the 3-2 lead. 7th inning stretch time. Ron Gant ending the inning with this catch. Mark McGwire due up 4th this inning, with the Cardinals now trailing 3-2 as the fans settle back in after the 7th inning stretch. McGwire goes down to cool down a bit, and Scott Sullivan coming on in relief of Pete Harnish, the pitcher of record for Cincinnati, and a strike taken by Marrero.
Scotty Sullivan, submarining sinker baller. Been in a lot of ball games for this ball club. Got off to a terrible start. Been very consistent lately.
Roberto Pettigini stays in the ball game at first base. He pinch hit. He'll hit in the 9 spot. Sullivan taking Casey's spot in the batting order will hit third. 27-year-old right-hander Scott Sullivan. One wound back by Eli Marrero. Foul ball, 2-strike count.
Scotty's very tough on right-handed hitters. Throws that slider that just keeps on going from that angle, almost like a frisbee, just keeps right on moving away from you. Runs that fastball in. Third pitch is a changeup that he's just trying to get command of. He was a 2-pitch pitcher trying to work on that changeup. But I liked him more than any young pitcher we had in that organization. Played at University of Auburn, walked on there. Everything has been hard for him, never anything easy. He's always one of those guys that keeps on battling, and he's going to be a success because of the way he goes about his business.
He's got an 0-2 count here on Marrero, who has doubled twice and reaches for that one down the line. May get another shot at it. Bounces and thrown back in by Reggie Sanders, but a leadoff single. So Marrero 3 for 3 in the ball game, hitting in that number 9 spot.
Well, little wonder they like him, not only defensively, but offensively, swinging the bat. This is a pretty good pitch. That's a fastball outside part down, and he does what any good professional hitter, usually veteran hitter, will do with 2 strikes, just work the ball to the right field some way. He did that. Not anything else he could do with that pitch, but hit it that way.
Runner goes, hit and run on, and Delino DeShields fouls it back. So Marrero was running. The leadoff batter DeShields up. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. 1-strike count, nobody out. Delino DeShields, they think he's going to bunt. Boone is in at third base, 4 or 5 steps on the grass. Aaron Boone creeping in more. Look out. Grounded towards his brother. Aaron 1, relay, Lockett, and they turn 2. Double play off the bat of Delino DeShields.
Bad play. You just can't let a guy hit when you're at home and you're down 1 run with all your thunder up. This is what happens. You end up in double play situations. And a little surprising there. Maybe a miss sign or something, because I just don't ever remember Tony La Russa not sending a runner or not bunting in that situation. That almost shocking to me.
6 double play DeShields has hit into this year, and like that clears the bases. More importantly for the fans and you and I, it diminishes the chances of Mark McGwire getting an at-bat this inning. 2 down, nobody on. He's on deck. Brian Jordan has reached all 3 times. A single, hit by a pitch, and a fielder's choice. Scott Sullivan's pitch is a strike. Scott Sullivan has turned into a real workhorse for this ball club. He's just getting a ton of time out there on the mound, and as Ray said, because he's effective. 1-1 on those right-handers in particular. Missed with that one. A 2-ball, 1-strike count. He leads all major league relievers with the 96 innings. A club high 63 appearances.
It's so valuable. It's so valuable to have a pitcher that will eat up innings in the middle of your bullpen.
Check swing inside. 3-1.
And Scotty just will never deny the baseball, whether he's tired or not. And he has to be tired. I mean, talking about almost 100 innings from a reliever. Gosh. A lot of teams, their starters haven't given him 100 innings. He'll just go out there for you anytime and wants that baseball.
3-1 delivery by Sullivan, and Jordan takes it inside. McGuire will get an at-bat. They're hoping. Cardinal fans come to their feet every time McGuire comes to the plate. He is 0 for 2 and a walk in the game. Still at 59 home runs on the year. He is 0 for 3 against Scott Sullivan, including having been struck out twice by Sullivan. McGuire up with 2 down. Strike 1.
Pretty wild swing from McGuire here. Watch how he just leaves the ball with his whole left side, front shoulder, really turning off the ball. Haven't seen that swing in a while.
Swung on and missed again. Sullivan ahead 0-2. Longest home run of the year, 545 feet right here at home at Busch. That Band-Aid is where he hit the ball.
And you have no idea how gargantuan that blow was.
Oh.
You go out there and look up at that thing, and it's about 3 stories high.
Struck him out. So Sullivan gets McGuire, and Mark McGuire's got an 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a walk in the ball game. No runs, a base hit, 2 are left on.
Just a slider down, ball sinks, McGuire pulls off, gone.
Reds trying to go 7-0 against the Cardinals on the year. They've got the lead going to the 8th inning. National Football League action coming your way Sunday night. ESPN Sunday Night Football will feature the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. 8:15 Eastern Time. Jeff George, Tim Brown, Derek Thomas, and then Monday Night Football on ABC as the New England Patriots taking on the Denver Broncos, 8 o'clock Monday. Drew Bledsoe, John Elway, the leaders of those two clubs. Sunday night ESPN, Monday night ABC. Monday afternoon, Labor Day, right here on ESPN, 2 o'clock. Right here, Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa as the Cardinals take on the Cubs. Monday afternoon, 2 o'clock on ESPN. Be a great couple of games to have both of those players on the same field. McGuire not had one here tonight, still at 59. Sosa picked one up in his game. Cubs won it. He's got 57. And here, a ball game yet to be decided. Mart Petkazik, 32-year-old right-hander, out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Petkazik, just the opposite of Bottenfield. He started and now has become a reliever. Sinker slider, a lot like Bottenfield, not a whole lot of difference. Sinker slider, changeup. Has to be pretty fine with his pitches in order to be successful. Control type pitcher.
Taking on Dimitri Young, who's had the big blow in this game, a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. That one's into left field for a base hit. So Dimitri Young on with a leadoff single off Petkazik here in the 8th inning. And the Reds continue to put up some late inning hits here. Leadoff man on again.
Center fielder.
Well, you better believe me, people, when I talk about future batting champion. This is a perfect swing. Driving the ball right through the hole, hits the ball all over the place. Remember, 2 at-bats ago, hit the ball in right center field out of the ballpark, but hits the ball all over the park. Just a great young hitter.
He's on at first base, and nobody out. Jeffrey Hammonds, who had a single his last time up. Hammonds 1 for 3, 6-game hit streak for Hammonds. Cincinnati went 1 for 14 through the first 4 innings. Left 3 in scoring position. The last 3, they've gone 7 for 15, picking up all 3 runs. 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position. They've gotten it done.
Yeah, I'm still shaking my head. This is a bunt situation. You remember how Aaron Boone was in at third base. Obvious bunt situation.
Bunted by Jeffrey Hammonds. Play will go to first. The Shields over to cover. Credit Hammonds with a sacrifice.
Dimitri Young, 6th inning. Look at that swing. Short, quick, compact, and powerful. En route to 50 doubles this year, 15 home runs. I think he's a man that can hit 50 doubles, 20 home runs, hit 330. Made the shift to left field after being acquired from the Cardinals and shuffling between first and left field early in the season.
Only 24 years old.
Yes, sir.
Great future. Eddie Taubensee now with a runner in scoring position. Lofts that one to center field. Langford backing up. Runner will tag. Young at second base. Langford will try and throw all the way to third, but nowhere near in time. That'll move Young over, but there are 2 down. Taubensee now 0 for 4 on the fly ball out to center.
Second baseman, Brett Boone.
8th inning, 2 down. Cincinnati Reds leading it by a score of 3-2. Tony La Russa's Cardinals this season 24 and 27 in 1-run ball games. Here in this at-bat, Brett Boone will try and add to the score. He drew a walk and scored in the 7th inning. What's the go-ahead run right now? Isaac's pitch to him is a fastball in the inside corner. He has committed just 5 errors this season at second base. If he leads the league in fielding at that position, it'll be the 4th consecutive year. And certainly a Gold Glove seems warranted. Hauled in by Brian Jordan. Brett Boone is retired. No runs, a base hit. 1 left on. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Cardinals with some power coming up. 3-2 ball game as Ray Langford will lead it off in the bottom of the 8th inning. St. Louis Cardinals trailing by a run here. Pete Harnisch, the pitcher of record, starter for the Reds. Brascatori, who gave up a run 2/3 of an inning on a hit and a costly leadoff walk in the 7th inning to Brett Boone, is the pitcher of record for the Cardinals. Langford works here. It's Scott Sullivan. Bottom of the 8th inning. And fouls that one back. 2-strike count on it. Langford hitting a .264 as he stands in. Tells you how the Reds came on here late in the game. The Cardinals got a couple of runs on 5 hits through the first 5 innings. Last couple they've had 1 hit as they have been shut down. Harnisch pitched strongly, in trouble only really once in the ball game in that 5th inning when the Cardinals got their 2 runs. The Shields on an RBI ground ball, Langford on a sac fly. Other than that, Jack McCain got a good outing from his starter, Pete Harnisch. 2-run homer by Young. The RBI single by Reggie Sanders have accounted for the runs for Cincinnati. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Langford. And there's Dimitri Young, who got his 13th homer in his 3rd at-bat in this ball game. 2-2 delivery. Sidearmed in and missed inside low. 3-ball, 2-strike count on Langford. Scott Sullivan, left-handers hit .294 off him, right-handers .231. Fouled off. What Ray was talking about earlier, that delivery motion he has. Left-handers get a much better look at it, although right-handers have 12 of the 14 home runs he's given up this year. Make sense?
Well, it does. It does. He's faced so many people all year long. Left-handers tend to hit the ball hard, and he doesn't punch a lot of left-handed people out. They hit the ball hard on the ground because the sinker moves away from him. He gives up those home runs on sliders that hang. He's got a slider. When he throws his best slider, it's very good. But he's one of those young pitchers that will throw maybe 2 out of 3 good sliders, and then the 3rd one just won't do what the first 2 did, and somebody kayaks it.
That's the home run pitch in baseball, isn't it? That slider. 3-2 delivery, and he got him. Nasty pitch down and in. 2 strikeouts for him. 1 down here. Check in with Brian Kenny again. Brian?
Fellas, chasing history more than just home runs. Yankees and White Sox. Bombers going for number 100, trailing 4-3 in the 8th. The base hit back up the middle. Derek Jeter That'll drive in Chuck Knobloch. 4-4 in the 8th. Bernie Williams, we just hear, has just hit a home run. And the Yankees now have a lead 6-4 in the 8th inning. The Yankees still batting in the 8th, guys.
Oh, those New York Yankees. You believe the season they are having. The best team in baseball, chasing that 1906 mark of the Chicago Cubs for most wins in a year. Ron Gant. Ron Gant, 0 for 3, has popped out, struck out, and grounded out. Langford a strikeout victim. 228. 22 home runs on the season. Ron Gant. Inside corner strike with Gant falling away from the plate.
He probably started getting on his heels as Scotty was just about to release this ball, because it's very tough to stay in there when that ball seems like it's almost behind you when they release it. I had a tough time against Kent Tekulve. He was by far the toughest reliever for me to hit. Seems like I hit every sinker on the handle and every slider on the end.
A lot of bees in those at-bats.
Oh, man.
And then set him up for the outside pitch. Threw the slider away, so he busts him inside with heat. Good old-fashioned pitching.
And you do that all the time. You're not going to have a lot of home runs.
1-2 count. See if he comes back inside on him here, or goes after him right here. 1-2 delivery. Outside, trying to get him to chase one. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you better not fool with Ronnie Gant too much on the inside part of the plate. He's one of those big hitters that can keep the ball fair in there. Just keep throwing those sliders away. He'll swing at it.
2-2 delivery, a chopper down to third, a perfect bunt, not intended. No play, base hit. Ron Gant gets an infield single on the swinging bunt. Well, the Cardinals get it on. A reminder, on the deuce, Sunday, if McGuire has 59 home runs, on Sunday on the deuce, you will see the Reds and Cardinals in the final game of the series at 2 o'clock Eastern time. That's on ESPN 2. Only if McGuire has that. No matter what, on Monday at 2 o'clock Eastern time, the Chicago Cubs will be here to take on the Cardinals. You will see that game on ESPN at 2 o'clock Eastern Monday. Mark McGuire has had an 0 for 3 and a walk tonight, striking out twice. Still 59 home runs. Sammy Sosa picked up 1 in the Cub win in Pittsburgh. He's got 57. Tatis up. Throw to first. So the Cardinals down a run, have the potential tying run on here in the 8th inning with 1 away. Fernando Tatis 0 for 2 and a walk.
Scotty Sullivan not real quick to the plate. Very slow, maybe the slowest delivery on the Red staff.
Last year, base runners were 10 for 10 against Sullivan. This year, 10 for 13.
Yeah, and Ronnie Gant 6 out of 6. So see if I don't think Ronnie Gant's on his own with just 6 stolen bases. See if Tony La Russa lets him go in this ballgame.
1-0 the count. Hard hit ball, almost wiped out McKay at first base. A 1-1 count.
Scotty Sullivan, very strange look to first base. He, as we see the replay of this ball, rocketed right at David McKay there. But watch Sullivan, how he, when he goes into his stretch on this next pitch, watch how he looks back towards second base. He actually, we had to break him of this habit. Watch him look back. Generally, he looked, no, he didn't do it that time. Wouldn't you know it?
He heard you.
He heard me. But he's always held runners on by looking over his right shoulder. And he just said he's always done it. Nobody's ever told him not to. He feels like he has to turn his head too much and look over his left shoulder. But it looks like pitching coach Donnie Gullett has finally broken him of that habit, because we couldn't get him to do it. He did it his first 2 deliveries. That time he did not.
Now there's nobody on second base.
Right, but he actually looks over his right shoulder right there. he used to look over that way all the time. Never looked over his left shoulder. He'd look over his right shoulder, and he said he could actually see the runner better that way. And we tried to get him to break it, and we just said, well, hey, we don't want him thinking about that. So,
got some peripheral vision, I'll tell you that. If he look at that, if he looks at second and sees first, he might want to have a scientific study done here.
That's what I thought. That's why I'm no longer managing either.
In baseball, we talk about doing it with mirrors, but I mean, please.
I asked Donnie, I said, what is that? First time I saw him, he said, that's the way he does it. I said, we're going to stop that. Well, we didn't.
1-2 delivery, runner not going, and a changeup fouled off by Tatis.
At least they have him looking over his left shoulder every once in a while.
Wow. You'd think it'd be very tough to pick up who he's throwing to when he makes a move to first, because his head's coming like 45 degrees around to first base. Hey, whatever works. 1-2 the count. And off first base, not going. That one towards short. Larkin, Boone, quick relay. Whoa, what a pivot made that time by Boone. Another reason why he's a Gold Glove second baseman. Still a one-run game.
Brian Kenny back here at ESPN Studios. The Bronx Bombers bombing away, down 4-3 in the 8th. Yankees explode. Bernie Williams with a 2-run home run. He's 2 for 4 with 2 homers. Tino Martinez hit a home run right after that. 7-4 in the bottom of the 8th. If the Yankees win, they'll be the fastest team in American League history to 100 wins. Go back to St. Louis. Gary Thorne and Ray Knight, guys.
All right, thanks very much. Fastest team to all kinds of things time the season's done. Reds have the 3-2 lead as we go to the 9th inning. Good ball game, well pitched. Aaron Boone to left field. First ball hitting right there, and he's out of there. Ron Gann.
We've talked about Brett Boone and his run for the Gold Glove over the last 3 years. Watch how quickly he turns this thing. I mean, it's gone. Talking about Bill Mazeroski. He gets rid of that ball quickly. Now another look, slow motion. Watch how he pivots, come across the bag, catches the ball, gets out of there, steps off, and he and Barry Larkin go on synchronized double play right there. Sweet.
That is sweet, isn't it? That's Olympic style right there. Grounded hard into right field. Roberto Perugini's got a base hit. Perugini playing at first base, 1 for 2 now. Came on as a pinch hitter earlier. And the Reds, with 1 down, have a man on here in the 9th inning. Back to the top of the order, Reggie Sanders. Then Barry Larkin due up. Hit number 9 for Cincinnati. But Kaiser on in relief. 4th pitcher out there. Pescatore, the pitcher of record for the Cardinals, came on for Bottenfield. 1 down. And the slider's outside for a ball. The bottom third of the order due up in the 9th inning. Polanco. Then we'll have a pinch hitter for the pitcher, and Marrero. Well, Mark McGwire's 6 hitters away from getting another at-bat in this game. 1-0 delivery, a grounder up the middle towards short. Larkin steps and throws, and that will do it. No runs, a base hit, nobody left on. Cardinals bottom of the 9th inning when we come back to St. Louis. Bottom of the 9th inning coming up. A disappointed St. Louis crowd so far. Their club losing, and Mark McGwire has not been able to get one out of this yard. The Reds have the 3-2 lead. Sports Center is coming along next. Reese Davis, Linda Cohen standing by. Sammy Sosa, highlights. Yankees for 100. Chris Berman will have the 2-minute drill. Then baseball tonight with all the updates on some great races still going on. Placido Polanco leads it off, and Gabe White, the left-hander, is on the mound in a save situation.
Here, Gabe White, the Reds, acquired him from Montreal when I was there. Had a great year going in '96. We were calling him up. And the day we called him up, he was running the outfield, fell down, separated his shoulder, missed the rest of the year. Just now getting back to the big leagues. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, big looping curveball, and a straight changeup.
26 years old. Left-hander got that one in. Polanco deep left center field. Warning track, room, and hauled in by Jeffrey Hammonds. 1 down.
Mark McGwire, the 3 at-bats tonight as we look at him in the dugout, thinking about maybe another night. First inning, fastball right down the middle, late on. Harnich went with the fastballs. Here's 2 fastballs, both above belt high. Then in the 7th inning, slider, slider, slider. So fastballs challenged all night long. Then when Sullivan comes in the game, give him a little different look.
Well, Mark McGwire, an 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, still at 297. Bear in mind that average, and also that he's second in the league in RBIs. We talked about MVP votes. It would not be entirely based on home runs. I mean, a 300 batting average and finishing second in runs batted in, along with 60-something homers, that deserves some MVP votes.
Yeah, I think we're kidding ourselves. Mark McGwire ends up leading this home run race and breaks the record. There's no way that he won't be the MVP. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Pat Kelly's the pinch hitter trying to bunt his way on, fouls it off 0-2.
But when you look at Sosa's numbers, he's driven in more runs, has a higher slugging percentage, more total bases.
How about this? How about if McGwire got to 62 first, and then Sosa hit more home runs in the year?
Then
how would that be handled, huh? I mean, that would be.
I see.
It could happen.
I see what it could happen.
That could happen. Swung on and missed. Pat Kelly, the pinch hitter, and there are 2 down. There's so many games left that anything's a possibility for those 2 hitters. And Sosa just stays right there. Gabe White going after the save. You see he's picked up 4 saves on the season in 7 chances. He's got a chance for a save here if he can get that final out. And the Reds would go 7-0 against St. Louis on the year.
Yeah, they're 7-0 against St. Louis. The only teams that they've had trouble with are the 3 division leaders. Other than that, they are like 59 and 51, 8 games over 500. But they're 1-11 against San Diego. What are these people leaving for?
Well, there are 2 down, 9th inning, and McGwire would be the 4th man due up.
There's no way I'd leave.
Me either. You wouldn't want to have left and have him get up and hit one. 2 down.
Nobody in left field's left.
Smart people. This has been the offense for the Cardinals in this game. He's gone 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a single. 3 hits. The Cardinals have only 7. White's pitch to him is in the dirt for a ball. Dimitri Young, a 2-run homer in the 6th inning, his 13th of the year for the Reds. The go-ahead run, an RBI single, Reggie Sanders driving Brett Boone in, who led the 7th inning off with a walk, accounting for Cincinnati's runs. St. Louis got there 2 in the 5th inning on a ground ball by the Shields and a sac fly by Langford. That has been it offensively for the Cardinals. Now Gabe White trying to put this one away. Marrero, 2 down, nobody on, 2-1 count on him, bottom of the 9th inning. Foul back. Sports Center baseball tonight coming along. We'll bring you up to date on that National League wild card race. Cubs, Mets, and Giants involved in that. The race in the Western Division of the American League with Texas and Anaheim going at it. With Tony La Russa, 4-game win streak, maybe going by the boards here, and Cincinnati may get rid of a 3-game losing streak. 2-2 delivery by White. Towering fly ball should end the game. Center field, Jeffrey Hammond says, I got it. He does, and it's history. 1-2-3 inning. Winning pitcher Harnish, 11-6. White gets his 5th save, and Frascatori out of the bullpen takes the loss as the Reds beat the Cardinals 3-2 for Mark McGwire, and 0 for 3 night and a walk, still with 59 home runs. Want to remind you, on Monday, the Chicago Cubs and the Cardinals go at it 2 o'clock Eastern time. You will see that game Labor Day Monday at 2 o'clock. Stay tuned next. Sports Center's coming along. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Ray Knight and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. That's Dimitri Young, who had a 2-run homer, and the Reds get the win.